Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all to today's National Conference on Geographical Indications in India, Prospects and Challenges. Did you know that India has the largest amount of GI classifications for food and agriculture produce? GI tag is basically a metric which specifies the location of origin of a food or agricultural produce. It also signifies the origin of a product as an intellectual property of that location or region. From the famous Bikaneri bhujia to Kashmiri saffron, India has more than 350 registered GIs. Darjeeling tea was one of the first among them. That said, let me quickly take you through to today's schedule. Each speaker gets 30 minutes to speak, and the following 15 minutes will be allotted for taking questions from the audience. The audience are requested to drop their questions in the chat box or in the Q&A section provided.
So, firstly, I would like to introduce Professor Anindya Sarkar, who will be delivering today's inaugural address. Professor Sarkar is currently the IPR chair here at NALSAR. He is a registered patent agent and a certified patent valuation analyst, having the uniqueness of holding two PhDs, one in science and the other in law. His last corporate engagement was as the AVP and head of IP with Infosys Limited, where he was responsible for IP activities of the company and its subsidiaries. Additionally, he is also the visiting faculty on IP with several law schools and universities in India and abroad. I now request Professor Sirkar to please take over.
Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to one and all. I welcome all the four panelists for finding time in the busy schedule and um, joining us in this event. I welcome all the participants and for their interest in geographical indication. Today, we are focusing on geographical indication in India, the prospects and challenges. And we have laid out four themes, surrounding today's program. They are procedures, challenges, potentials, and experience. I should also mention that today's program is brought to you under the DPIIT IPR chair of the NALSAR University of the Law. In the recent past, geographical indication or GI, as it is popularly referred, have emerged as a significant intellectual property right issue, even in the Indian scenario. GI probably owes its origin from the Paris Convention of 1883, even though the convention did not use that said expression. However, Article 1 itself of the convention used expressions like indication of source and appellation of origin. Furthermore, maybe in 1958, Lisbon Agreement further defined these terms in Article 2. However, neither the Madrid Agreement nor the Lisbon Agreement had a very large membership and made their impact primarily on limited international grounds. I would say it was only in 1994 when the GI protection became more global. And it is because this globally contested issue was being adopted in the TRIPS agreement. And the expressions like geographical indication evolved for the first time under the TRIPS. Article 22 of TRIPS clearly defines GI as indications which identify a good or originating in a territory of a member or a region or a locality in that territory where a given quality, reputation, or other characteristics of the good is essentially attributable to the geographical origin. Then, of course, maybe 5 years down the lane in 1999, in India, we had got our own act for ourselves. Now, to delve further in this topic, we have four eminent speakers. Okay. We have Shri M. Muhammad Habibullah. He is the head of the GI Registry of India. What better person can we have to explain and to talk about the procedural aspect of GI? Secondly, we have a good friend, Professor K.D. Raju from the Rajiv Gandhi School of Intellectual Property Law at IIT Kharagpur. Okay, he has worked extensively in GI, written a couple of books on GI, and has first-hand experience are working with the GI owners, both in West Bengal and Odisha. We have Dr. Elsie. CRLC is she's a former professor uh, and also the head of IP cell from the Kerala Agricultural University. She has to her credit more than 2 dozen GIs in which she has worked closely and she's continuing to work. And she's going to talk about the potentials of GI. Regarding the experience of GI, we have another very, very knowledgeable speaker, Dr. Deepak Sharma. He's from Indira Gandhi Krishi Vidyalaya, Raipur. He has been as a facilitator of GI registration for several GIs. The most popular one was the Jeera Fool Rice, and he's still working on of them, which is going through the process. I'm sure he will be enlighten us with his experience. I think, without any further ado, let's set the ball rolling. Over to you, Shri.
Thank you, sir. So let me quickly introduce our first speaker for the day. So our first speaker for today is Shri M. Muhammad Habibullah. Mr. Habibullah is presently the head of the Office of Geographical Indications Registry in India. Additionally, he is working as Assistant Registrar of Trademarks and GI at the Trademarks Registry branch at Chennai. He has been working in the IP office since 2001 and has experience of more than 20 years in the Trademarks office and has recently taken charge as the GI Registry. Today, Mr. Habibullah will be speaking on the topic GI in India, the procedure. I request you to kindly take over, sir.
Good afternoon, all. This is Habibullah, Assistant Registrar of Trademarks and GI. I am looking after Geographical Indication Registry Chennai office, along with my colleague Mr. Prashant Kumar. Yes, this is Muhammad Habibullah, Assistant Registrar of Trademarks and GI. I am looking after GI Registry Chennai, along with my colleague Mr. Prashant Kumar. I thank
I think you are muted, sir.
Is it audible? Hello?
You're audible, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible. So please give us a moment to present your presentation that you've sent us. Please give us a moment. Yes, sir, please continue. Sorry.
I thank, this is Habibullah, Assistant Registrar of Trademarks in GI. I am looking after GI Registry Chennai, along with my colleague Mr. Prashant Kumar Bairappanawar. I thank DPIIT IPR Chair and NC Banerjee Center for IPR Studies, NALSAR University of Law, Hyderabad, to address you all by creating awareness, especially in the field of geographical indication. First of all, what qualifies as a GI? So as a registrar, the registrar will evaluate the application for GI by seeing the 5 parameters of GI. What qualifies as a GI are it should originate from the particular geographical area. There should be a linkage between geography and product. There should be a historical origin. There should be a reputation, and there should be a uniqueness. So these things the registrar sees before evaluating the application for registration of a GI. So as a registrar, the main preamble of the registrar before giving registration of a GI is he will follow the 3 P's: provide, protect, and prevent. If he provides registration of a GI, then he protects goods in relation to GI, then he prevents the fraudulent goods. To explain more about the practice and procedure of GI registration, I pass over to my colleague, Mr. Prashant Kumar, who will explain more about the practice and procedure of GI.
Thank you, sir. From the way Mr. Habibullah sir left, just I want to take over here. Before going into the crux of the topic, let's understand where is the concept of GI originated. See, this concept of GI is not a new term in our general parlance. This is a term which was there already in use, but this got a legal ambit only when India became a signatory to the TRIPS and we are enacting the law. But prior to that, if you look into the aspect, this concept was already there in existence in India. If you see the clusters which were there, the craft clusters or the handloom clusters across India, they all had a reputation for their quality. And this quality was restricted to only to a particular geographical area. Only then this able to craft sectors were able to survive for so many years promoting their product. Now coming back to the next slide. Yeah. So as I told earlier, when we become to a signatory to a TRIPS, okay, we had an option of having the protection of GI through the either through the sui generis system or through the trademark system. But India opted for the registration for the GI protection through a sui generis legislation, and through that and the Geographical Indication of Goods Act 1999 was enacted, and this along with the rules in 2002, but the act came into force only in September 15, 2003. The Geographical Indication Registry was set up at Chennai, with the Control General of Patent, Designs and Trademark being the Registrar of Geographical Indication. This Office of Geographical Indication Registry works with all India jurisdiction, operating from the Chennai office itself. Next slide. The main objective of this law was threefold. One was that to have a specific law to govern the geographical indication, which would adequately protect the interests of the producers of such goods. Second was to exclude the unauthorized users from misusing the geographical indication and to protect the consumers from deception. And third one was to promote the Indian goods in the international market. So the main objective of our act was threefold. One was, as explained earlier, one was to have a specific law for which we have this sui generis legislation system. Next was to protect there was no other law to protect the interests of the producers. So under this law, we innovated the new concept of registration of producers called as authorized users registration. This is a unique concept in our law. And also the GI law act as a tool to protect the consumers from deception. And third was to promote our Indian goods into the international market. Next slide. So with these three main objectives, the act came into force. Some of the salient features of our Indian act is that we have a wider definition of GI and the goods. We have a unique registration procedure. We have this concept of authorized users, which was we were the pioneers to start this concept of authorized users across the world. And also under the TRIPS, it's a mandate to have a higher level of protection. And even in our law also, we provide this higher level of protection, what we call as additional protection. Furthermore, this being a community right, so we have prohibition of assignment and transfer of GI is prohibited. Then we have this system, the same procedure what we follow for the Indian application for processing. We follow the same for the registration of foreign GIs. We have this system of publication of accepted GIs along with the authorized user application in the GI journal. Then we have the provision for civil and criminal remedies for infringement of a registered GIs. Also, we have a cancellation and rectification procedure for the registered GIs. These are the main features which we can find in our act. Next, coming back to the wider definition of a GI. If you look into this definition, the definition of Indian definition of a GI is TRIPS plus. If you look into the definition of in the Indian definition, it's an amalgamation of 2 or 3 concepts of the European Union GIs. We have this amalgamation of PDO and PGI concept in our definition. So Indian GI definition, if you look into, as can be divided into two aspects. One is that the agriculture and natural for goods, and another one for the manufactured products. In agriculture and manufactured, it's an indication which identifies goods as originating from a particular geographical area or a territory or a country or region where a given quality, reputation, or other characteristics of such goods is essentially attributed to the said geographical region. However, in case of manufactured goods, one of the activities of the production can happen in the said geographical area. It can be either the process or the preparation of the goods. That means the raw material can come from different areas or different places, but it can processed or prepared at one particular geographical area, which would have an impact on the product. Coming back to the Act, the Indian Act provides for a dual registration. Like I told you earlier, that we have the system of protection of the products or the goods as a GI. Then we have the another system wherein we register the producers of the registered GI as authorized users. So India, we have the protection for the product also. We protect the producers who are manufacturing the said GI products also. Next slide, ma'am. So as defined earlier, so there are three kinds of goods which we have protected under the GI Act. They are the agriculture goods, natural goods, and the manufactured goods. Manufactured goods have been further subcategorized or furthermore classified as handicraft, handlooms, handicraft, which includes the handlooms also. Then we have textiles, goods of industrial or the industrial goods, or the foodstuff and wines and spirits. These are the products which covers under the ambit of our Indian law. That means goods falling under the agriculture goods, natural goods, and manufactured goods. So these are the three categories of goods which are protected under the Indian GI law. However, we don't protect goods falling under services. So from class for the international classification of goods from section 1 to 34, we follow those classification. However, that is only for a referential purpose. The classification is only to have a referential aspect so that we will be able to identify under which category of under which class of goods certain products would be falling into. It is only used as a referential purpose. Next slide. So here are some of the examples of the goods under which and the categories of goods which we have protected. Under agriculture, we have the rice, the tea, the fruits and vegetables. For example, we have basmati, we have Darjeeling tea, Kangra tea, Alfonso, Uttarakhand Tejpat. Even the forest produce also are covered under the agriculture goods. Coming back to the natural goods, as on in India, we have registered two natural goods. One is the Makrana marble and the another one is the Chunar sandstone. These are the two natural goods which we have registered. Coming back to manufactured goods, like I told you earlier, it has been categorized as handicraft and handloom. Handicrafts includes pottery, stone sculpture, wood carving, metal carving, everything. Under handlooms, we include textile, embroidery, and other goods. For example, Pulkari, Pochampalli, Mysore silk. This falls under textile category. Blue pottery of Jaipur, Mahabalipuram stone carving, or the Konark stone carving, or the Chanpatna toys. These are the falls under the handicraft category. Next slide. And coming back to the foodstuff, the various foodstuffs of India, such as the Dharwad Peda, Hyderabadi Halim, Bangla Rasgulla or Odisha Rasgulla, Bikaner Bhujia, Ratla Misep. These are the examples for the Indian foodstuff which have been registered. And for the industrial goods, we have registered three products as of the industrial goods. They are Coimbatore wet grinder, Meerut scissors, and Kanauj Attar. And in India, under wines and spirits, I'm speaking about only of the Indian applications. So Fenny and the Nasik Valley wine, along with Judima, a rice brew from state of Assam, is a registered goods under the wines and spirit category. Next slide, ma'am. So before going to the GI, like how Habibullah sir told, whenever we find a GI, what qualifies a product to be a GI, we look into 5 parameters. Only when the product complies with these 5 parameters, only then the product would register as a GI. Otherwise, the product would never qualify as a GI. The 5 parameters are that the product should be originating from a particular geographical area. That means the product should be originating from a demarcated geographical area. Second is that there should be a linkage with the geography and the product. In case of agriculture goods, the linkage should be a direct linkage And in case of manufactured goods, the linkage can be either direct or an indirect linkage on the product. So next is the reputation of the product. Whenever we see a reputation of the product, it can be ascertained either it can have a local reputation. For example, if you take any local products, for example, Kodaikanal Malappundu, which is an hill garlic from the place of Kodaikanal, which is locally the people in Tamil Nadu would prefer as a ingredient in the cooking for in the kitchen for cooking. So this is a local prevalence. So this product has a local reputation over here, though it may not have an international reference. But if a product has a local reputation and people are wants this product, then we look into it as a local reputation. Then we have some product which have national reputation. For example, Banaras Rasgulla, Mysore silk or Kanchipuram silk. This has a reputation wherein within the country also, which we consider as national reputation. And we have some products such as Basmati, Darjeeling, which are or the Moga silk of Assam, which have an international reputation. So we consider these for a product to qualify, either it should have a local, a national, or an international reputation for a product to qualify. Next is that the historical origin. In historical origin, the product should have a history. That means there should be a history associated with the product, that the product originated in a particular geographical area. Only when a product has a history, then only it would qualify as a GA. Next is that the said product, what is the unique features of the product and what qualify and what is the unique characteristics of the product. Thus, that has to be mentioned. How it differentiates from with the product from other areas, how the quality is maintained. These are the things has to be mentioned in the application, or only when these ingredients are put together, only when these 5 parameters are there, only then the product would qualify as a GI. If in these 5 parameters, if there is one is missing, the product won't qualify as a GI. So these 5 parameters are the important parameters which would determine a product would qualify as a GI or not. No. Next slide, ma'am. Coming back to the same provision of trademarks we have in GI also, under section 9, certain marks are prohibited. So usually the main the provisions which we have used as on date is that if there is any application which prohibits the religious feelings of any class or section of citizens of India, then those marks are prohibited, or the product which have become generic. If you look into the generic term, generic is that term which denotes that the product though originates, but it has become a customary for the such product. For example, if you take Mysore Pak, though there is a prefix of a geographical name and the product had originated in that particular geographical area, but the usage has such that it has become a generic term which has been manufactured across South India now. So this product has lost its uniqueness. So it does not now qualify as a GI, but it has become a generic term. Next is either the Kolhapur masala, the chutney, which has been prepared in Kolhapur chutney, which has been practiced or which has been done in all the Maharashtrian houses. So these are the products which don't qualify, which have become generic terms and don't qualify as a GI. Or there are some products, for example, if you take the vodka, prior Russia was bifurcated. Vodka was a geographical indication of Russia, but now after the bifurcation, there are various countries which have the monopoly now. For example, Russia, Finland, Poland, or Ukraine. They have their own products called as vodka. So we have this Poland vodka, Iceland vodka, Finland vodka. So the product has become generic product. With the prefix of a geographical name, it has been designated that it originates from that particular area. So there are chances when the product becomes generic, it does not qualify as a GI. So these are the two main provisions whenever we are using a GI, we use it. Though section 9D has been not in used, but we have observed that 9D was applied same way. 9D was applied in Iran for a particular application called as Parma ham from Italy. Iran prohibited the registration of that mark in their country, citing that it hurts their religious sentiments. So it was prohibited in Iran. So same way, there are some marks in India also which can be prohibited based on certain examples, which whenever we get it, we have to look into that. Next, ma'am. Next, we have this homonymous GI geographical indication, which say that these are the GIs which are spelled. These are the GIs which are spelled or pronounced alike, but originates from a different places from different countries. For example, we have this application called as Navra from Kerala, which is an brown rice. We have the same nomenclature for an alcoholic wine from Greece. So these are two different products, but originating in two different countries, but have but existing together. Whenever we have these kind of GIs, there are chances that they can exist together with certain conditions and limitations. However, there are also chances that sometimes we may refuse the GIs because for the same product, if there are chances of mislead it, if it's mislead the consumers regarding the true origin of the product. For example, we have this place in Bijapur in Karnataka also. We have a place called Bijapur in Chhattisgarh also. So if we say Bijapur grapes and someone starts selling the Bijapur grapes from Chhattisgarh, which is not a registered GI, then there are chances saying that they are violating the genuine people from the state of Karnataka. So these are the chances where we can look into that also. Next slide, ma'am. So coming back to the procedure, who can file this application? Since GI is a community right, the application for a GI can be filed only by an association of persons or the producers or any organization or authority established by under law. That means that only a statutory body can file for an GI, not a sovereign body. However, earlier when we were named, we have granted GIs to sovereign bodies also, such as departments, government departments also. But this trend we have slowly stopped using registration to government department. But whenever the cases are such that the producers are unable to form a association among themselves, then we go into an registration can be given to the departments also. Since the majority of GI producers are coming from the unorganized sectors and they are not organized, bringing them together under one umbrella is quite a tedious process. So to ensure that they don't be deprived of their rights, the departments, government departments which comes forward for them, they have been made applicant also. In some cases, earlier this was a practice that every it was a trend that government department files an application and GA was granted. But this trend we have stopped from 2011 onwards. And coming back to the class, for GI, for every class of goods, the statutory fee is 5,000 rupees. This fee can be paid either through by check or through an online transfer. The GI filing can be done through online or physical filing. But as on date, though we have started the physical online filing of a GI application, but as on date, we have received only one application through online mode. Why we have received one is that the sector which the applications have been filed from is from the people are from the local NGOs or the government departments. Since for the online filing, it has to have the digital signature, the document have to be scanned and uploaded. So this becomes a tedious person for a person who is coming from a rural background. So they presume, or it is easy for them to send it to the physical mode. So they send the application through the physical mode. So as on date, though we have received around 895 applications as on date, only one application is filed through the online filing. Remaining all other applications are filed through physical mode. And whenever this application is filed, we categorize the forms into four categories for a GA application to be filed. The first form is the form GA 1A. 1A is for an Indian application in single class application, and 1B would be for a foreign application in a single class, and 1C is for a multi-class application for an Indian application, and 1D would be for a multi-class application for a foreign application. So like this, we have divided the applications four categories. Furthermore, along with an application, there are certain mandatory forms or the documents which have been submitted. One is the statement of case as per Rule 32. Next is the geographical area of production along with a certificate map that has to be given, and documents in support of the origin of the product has to be submitted along with the application. Next slide, ma'am. So this I have explained you who are the body who, as per section 11, which are the bodies which can become qualified as an applicant. For example, we have the coffee board. Coffee board, they represent only the interest of coffee, so they can file the application only for coffee uh, products across India. Tea board in the same way only for the tea goods. And next we have this. However, in this, if you observe, whether minors would qualify as an applicant. So minors, district magistrate, commissioner office, and universities. These are the 4 people don't fall within the category of an applicant. These people uh, they cannot file a GI application. However, in some cases, when a university files an application, for example, educational university files an application, those applications won't be treated as an applicant. However, if an agriculture university files an application, we consider, since they represent the interests of the farmers. The mandate of an agriculture university is to handhold the farmers for their better livelihood. So in that ambit, agriculture universities can become an applicant for a GI. So this is one of the core portion over here. We have Kerala Agriculture University, which have filed around 20 applications as on date, and they have been promoting also them through the various system of authorized user registrations also. They have taken that initiative. Next slide. So the name of a if you see the definition of a GI, people usually say the geographical indication is a sign, but in India, geographical indication, it's an indication, and the indication can be a figurative element or a geographical element or just a name. So, or it can be a combination of both. So it indicates that the particular product originates from a particular geographical area. So it can be a word mark like a Darjeeling or Basmati, or a figurative, also combination of both. For example, if you see the logo of Darjeeling, it's also a word mark also, it's a figurative element also, it's a combination of both. So this has been registered as a GI. So whenever we see a GI, there would be 2 types of GI, what we call it. One is a direct GI and another is an indirect GI. In a direct GI, you have a prefix or suffix of a geographical name before the goods of a product. For example, we have Nagpur orange. There's a prefix of geographical name, or Saharanpur wooden cutlery, or Kashmir Pashmina. So these are the product which directly denotes that the product originates from a particular geographical area. Next, we have this indirect GIs, where there's no prefix or suffix of a geographical name, but it indicates that certain product originates from a certain geographical area. For example, we have Darjeeling, Feni, or Pulkari, or Alfonso, or Basmati rice. So Basmati, if you ask any person, a layman who would say Basmati, who would link it to long grain aromatic rice from Indian subcontinent. It's like that. Or the Feni. If you say any people ask about instance about Feni, they would say they link the product to Goa. So this is how the product has created a secondary meaning for themselves. Next slide, ma'am. So the filing process. So coming back to the filing process, whenever we receive an application, the applications are received either told earlier as offline or the online. The offline applications are scanned and uploaded, and upon application, we issue a fee, issuance of fee receipt. We issue a fee receipt, and the application is allotted a specific application number. Upon that, whenever we receive an application, a preliminary examination report is issued to the applicant, citing certain deficiencies if there are any in the application, and 1 month of time is given to the applicant to comply into those deficiencies. And during this 1 month time, which can be extended by the applicant, they can file the reply. Next slide. Okay, this is the format of a formative chapter report, which has been issued by our office to one of our food products from Odisha. Okay, so the food product was from Odisha for Kendrapa Rasabali. It's a sweet product. So whenever we receive an application, we scrutinize it, and we issue a detailed pre-examination report whether the product would qualify as a GI or not, whether the applicant would qualify as a GI or not. These are the deficiencies which we highlight to the applicant, and he has to comply to those deficiencies with a period of 1 month of time. During this 1 month of time, if no compliance is received, though the provision says we can abandon the application as abandoned, but we, in the interest of the producers and the national interest, what we do is that we wait to the applicant, we send him reminders asking him to file for the reply in only in the rarest of rare cases when there's no reply being filed by the applicant, the application goes to abandonment. If upon receipt of this preliminary examination report and the applicant reverts back with the compliance report, then the next slide, then the application proceeds for the evaluation by the committee of experts. So to ascertain a GI application, we form a committee of experts who are well versed in the particular field, and this committee is chaired by the Controller General, who is also the registrar of a GI. So a 7 members committee is formed, out of which 2 people are office representative and remaining 5 are the expert from the particular field. So the role of this committee is not only to evaluate but handhold the applicant in processing, how it can be handled the applicant, how they can take it ahead for the GI. So what we look into is that next what happens is that when an application comes to the process, it is the applicant has to make a PowerPoint presentation before the committee. Then the committee would evaluate the application and it would make certain recommendations to the applicant to rectify those deficiencies. Based on the recommendation of this committee, an examination report is issued to the applicant. Next slide, ma'am. So the examination report is issued to the applicant to comply, and applicant is given a 2 months of time to comply to these deficiencies. If he complies, if the product is accepted, and if he complies to the examination report, the application would proceed for registration. If the application is refused, even then also an examination report is issued, and based on the reply and a show cause hearing is fixed, and the application is allowed to the hearing officer, and the application is either refused or we ask the applicant to withdraw the same. If the application is accepted and as per the compliances which have been quoted in the examination report, the application proceeds for publication and it is made available to the public for a period of 4 months of time. During this 4 months of time, any person can file an objection. Next. So during this month of time, a 4 month of time is there for any person to file any objection. If no opposition is filed during this 4 month of time, the application proceeds for registration. If any opposition is filed, then the quasi-judicial process would begin, where we have this opposition proceedings, filing of their counter statements, evidences. Then hearing would happen. If the opposition is dismissed, the application proceeds for registration. If the opposition is allowed, then the application is refused. Next slide, ma'am. So here we have an example of a GI registration certificate which we have issued. This is a GI registration certificate for GI product called a Uttarakhand Tejpat. It was filed by the farmers body called a Tejpat Utpadak Samiti. It was a registered body, and along with the area of production. So this is the certificate along with the area of map. This is the entry which has been recorded, and these are the registered proprietor. When an applicant after registration, he becomes a registered proprietor. Though we can call him as a custodian, we are in the process of amending this nomenclature also. So the validity of a GI is valid for 10 years of time from the date of filing of the application, and this can be renewed every 10 years. 10 years. Next slide. So coming back to the procedure for a foreign GIs, we don't have any discrimination between an Indian application or a foreign application. However, in case of a foreign applicant, the two main requirement is that they have to provide the address for service in India, and also they have to provide the home country registration details along with the certificate, the home country registration certificate, along with the when they are filing the application. So whenever a foreign application is filed, we won't go into the detailed examination. However, the documents which are necessary, they have to submit the same. We won't look into whether the product would qualify as a GI or not. But they get the same benefit, same procedure of registration. Even they have to also go to an examination, and the same punishment is in case of a violation. Next, ma'am. So coming back to the facilities as per the GI Act, though we, as I told earlier, we follow the principles of transparency. So all the applications which have been filed are scanned and uploaded on a website, which can be easily accessible by the public. The filing, all the documents are available to the public free of cost. Then the status of each and every application can be viewed by the applicant. We have the provision in the GI journal, where whenever the applications are accepted, they are notified in the GI journal, and that is also available to the public free of cost. Then the copies of the GI Act and rules is available on the website. Along with that, we have the details of the registered GIs along with the authorized users also. Then we have the pending GI applications which are pending also. These are all things are available on our website, which can be easily accessible by the people. Next slide, ma'am. So, like we had explained that earlier, we had this concept of dual registration. So the first procedure was that have a product registration for a GI. Next, we have this concept of authorized user registrations. So as per the authorized user registration, any person claiming to a producer of a GI, he can apply under section 17 of the Indian GI Act to become an authorized user. So producer, the what constitutes as a producer is, you can refer to section 21K of the Indian GI Act. In case of an agriculture goods, any person who produces the goods or who processes or packages qualifies as a producer. In case of natural goods, a person who exploits it. And in case of handicraft or industrial goods, the person who makes or manufactures. Also, other than this, a person who trades or exports also falls within the definition of a producer. So the definition of the definition of producer is quite vague in India. So the producers of a registered GI, next slide, ma'am. So the producers of a GI have the exclusive right to use. In case the registered proprietor, he can only initiate an infringement action, but the exclusive right to use a GI lies only with an authorized user. So only the person who has been registered as an authorized user have the exclusive right to use. Even a registered proprietor, if he wants to use the product, he has to become an authorized user. So this procedure has been simplified. Earlier, prior to the amendment which carried out in 2021, the statutory fee for filing of an author user was 600 rupees. So when we made a research or we made a study on this aspect, why there's a less number of filing of author user applications, then one of the reasons which was pointed out that the poor farmers or the artisans are unable to pay a fee of 600 rupees. Hence, the government of India decided that the fee may be reduced. We have reduced the fee now for 10 rupees per application, and even the renewal fee has been reduced for 10 rupees for 10 years. So they have to the application, the fee can be paid either by the DD, check, or a postal order. Then, along with the GIS form J3A, an application, a consent letter has to be given from the registered proprietor, or an intimation has to be sent to the registered proprietor that the proponent of this authorized user application is willing to file an application, and along with the supporting documents has to be intimated to the registered proprietor. Next, if along with the documented proof, in case of an artisan, a weaver's card or an artisan card is given by the government department to be submitted. In case of agriculture products, what we call a Satbara or Khata, what we call a land records, or a letter from a village account, village agriculture officer has to be submitted saying that this is he's a farmer who is having certain acreage of land, and this is the production which is happening. So a documentary proof has to be given how the application would be qualified. Then, if the documents are in order upon filing of an application, if the application is found in order, next slide, ma'am, in order, the application proceeds for publication. If there are any deficiencies in the application, that would be communicated to the applicant. And also, when there is a no objection certificate which has been not given by the registered proprietor, an intimation would be sent from the office asking the registered proprietor to comply to those deficient to comply with the application, whether the proposed authorized user qualifies as authorized user or not, or to give raise his objections for it, and we give him a time of 14 days to 21 days. If during this time, if no reply is given filed from the registered proprietor, then we take the application, proceed for publication. The application proceeds for publication and it is available for a period of 4 months of time. And during this 4 months, if there is no opposition, the application proceeds for registration. So this is in the process of a GI registration and the authorized user procedure. Further, in order to promote the Indian GIs, the Government of India under the DPIIT, we have come out with an GI logo. This logo can be used by the authorized users as well as the registered proprietor on the product. Why we came out with this logo was that to have a uniformity to promote our Indian GIs in the export market. So with this, the registration procedure of a GI and the authorized users is completed. If you have any queries relating to the GI, I think it would be open now.
Thank you so much for that presentation, sir. I'm sure everyone has a better understanding of the procedure that goes into registering a GI now. Sir, now we are open to questions. We have a few questions lined up. May I ask them, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
Sir, first, Stuti Billore asks, what are the similarities between a geographical indication and a trademark?
Ma'am, in case of a trademark, there's no linkage between the geography and the product. In case of a trademark, there's no linkage between the geography. It just a brand name. However, in case of a GI, it indicates that a product originates from a particular place. It has a linkage with the said geography, and also you have a quality which has been associated with that. So this is a main this difference. If you look into the main, whenever we see a trademark for GIs can be protected through certification mark also, or the collective marks also. But in collective and certification mark, it never denotes this particular product originates from a particular area. In certification mark, it relates only to a quality. And in case of a collective mark, it's a group of people who have come together and they have filed an application. So they both are different in their own aspect. But in GI, it denotes, not only it denotes a quality, it also denotes that the product is originating from a particular geographical area and it was exclusively associated with those people only. So this is the main difference.
I hope that answers. How does the government assist registered GI producers in enhancing their income or making their products more saleable and marketable?
Though we have our rules are limited, the role of a GI registry only to register the GI product. However, the ministry, what they are doing, we have taken some of the initiatives. For better feasibility, we have come out with a GI store in the airports. We have been taking the producers across for international exhibitions, local exhibitions also, Indian exhibitions also. We have been conducting them, promoting them, handholding them. Also, we are coming out with some schemes so that these people get a leverage. And also, whenever there are some of the other departments, for example, the Department of Post is been coming out to promote the Indian GIs. They are coming out with commemorative stamps as well as postal covers, so that the more people can be reached. So there are various departments who have been taking care. Specific GI exhibitions have been conducted across India and even in abroad also. So the role from the GI registry is minimal. Our role is only to register, but the other departments who are promoting agencies like the APIDA or the Handicraft Development Corporations, they are handholding these specific GI products. We have also the railways coming out with one station, one product, where GI products have been promoted, or the one district, one product under the UP government, where GI products also been recognized. So these are the various schemes, various departments and schemes which have been taking these GI products ahead. I think there's one query regarding what type of publications have been made for an application due for GI registration.
So, sir, the next question was, can an applicant file a new application on the same product after the application has been declared as abandoned?
They can file. Only thing is that they cannot file an application if the application has been refused, that it does not qualify as a GI, then they cannot. If an application is abandoned, they can file a reapplication. The abandoned is because the statutory compliance been not met by the applicant. The product is not disqualified over there.
Okay, so thank you. So we have another question. Someone's asking, what are the challenges in recognition of GI in India?
The main challenge is that the community is not together. What we look into is that the popping up of the various groups to claim a GI. We don't have, since it's an unorganized sectors, these people are not organized. And whenever their GIs are very sensitive issues sometimes between two states or two communities or between people of different religion also sometimes. So this have all things has to be looked into whenever we grant a GI. So only this minute issues has to be looked into. Other than that, the documentation makes a more important role. The any for a GI to qualify, it should have a good documentation backing, or a pre-registration study has to be made. If we don't have a pre-registration study made or a good research document, then however good may be the application, it does not qualify as a GI because they don't have documentary proof to claim the same. So these are the challenges which we face it. So sometimes what happens that even whenever they file an application, even the department, we handle the applicant saying that these are the documents. We look into the documents and come out to and help them out. But sometimes even sometimes we are unable to retrieve those documents. Then the applications could not proceed ahead for registration.
Got it, sir. So now we'll just take one last question before we conclude. So someone is asking, what happens when a homogeneous product application from places with homogeneous names are received? For example, they're giving a hypothetical example, maybe mangoes from X named place, Maharashtra, and mangoes from X named place of Telangana. So, uh, what happens in such a situation?
See, if people are looking into one particular mango, for example, I would go for with the name instead of X, I would call it as Alfonso. That would be a better one. If someone is growing an Alfonso, the area is demarcated as Konkan region of Maharashtra. As a variety, it can be grown in other places also, but it cannot be sold in the name of Alfonso. You can call it as just a mango. If you prefix a geographical name as, for example, Hyderabad Alfonso or Chennai Alfonso, it becomes a violation of it. But if there's the same product, for example, we have a rice variety called, for example, we have a Rajamudi rice or Rajamundari rice. We have a Rajamundari in Andhra Pradesh also. We have a Rajamudi or Rajamundari, what we call it in Karnataka. We have a place called Rajamudi, which is a variety of rice. If someone says that ours is also a Rajamundari rice, then that how it is different, that has to be ascertained. Whether they can coexistence can be made out, that has to be looked into, or whether there's a such kind of product in the market, that also has to be looked into. Only when these conditions are looked into, only then we can look ahead. Otherwise, they cannot coexist together. See, whatever we have a precedent set in a GI, whenever for one application to another, we don't have this precedents. We don't follow a precedent saying that for one product we have a 50 years of history, for another product we should also have a 50 years. No, for each and every product, the evaluation would be based on their individual capacity itself. We take only referential values. We don't have a precedent saying that what has been followed in one particular application would also has to be followed in the another application. We cannot have that because each GI applications are unique to their own. Each GI products having their own history. Each GI products have their own cultural significance, and each GI products originate from a different geographical area, and the climatic influence would vary. So we cannot have a same GI, same set of parameters to all the GIs. The main parameter, what we have told, is the 5 parameters that they have to qualify. But the degrees would vary. In some, we may have a leniency in one of the parameter. In another, we may have a stringent with all the 5. So it all depends on each and every individual application.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much for answering so many questions today, sir. Would you like to make any concluding remarks, sir?
Me and it's from the georegistry point of view, I think we thank the organizers for creating this wonderful session so that the awareness of GI can pass on to everyone. I think we have today other esteemed panelists who would be giving their forethoughts. We would be waiting to listen to them. Thanks for that.
Thank you, sir. So let us quickly now move on to our next speaker, who is Professor K.D. Raju. Dr. Raju is presently a professor of law at Rajiv Gandhi School of Intellectual Property Law at the IIT Kharagpur. His areas of interest and expertise include international law, WTO, trade and economic law, and intellectual property laws. He has also been appointed as an expert committee member by the government of West Bengal that drafted the wetland policy of West Bengal. His last book, titled A Handbook on Geographical Indications in India, was published by the Thomson Reuters in Jan 2022. GI in India, the challenges, will be the topic of Sir's discussion today. I request Sir to please take over.
Yeah, thank you, Shireen, for the kind words and introduction. And first of all, I thank Professor Andhya and also the IPR chair for inviting me to this particular meeting. Also, where I think there are more than 100 people or 150 people are there. So it is very nice to present to, and also the whatever the experience we have to share. I think let me share the PPT. So please let me know it is visible to you.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
It is visible, right? So the topic which is given to me is the geographic indication and challenges in India. That is the topic of my presentation. So my connection with the geographical indications starts from around 2008, where a project of Odisha government has given to the IIT Kharagpur for registering basically the textile products from Odisha to be registered as geographical indications. So we have registered Dadapatar Parda and fabrics, Sambalpuri, the famous Sambalpuri Banda sari and fabrics, Bomkai sari and fabrics, Abbaspuri sari and fabrics, Berampur Patta, Fodakumba sari and Joda, Ginjam Kevda Roof, Ginjam Kevda flower, and then Part B registrations in Sambalpuri Banda sari and Bomkai sari. So these are the GIs which I registered from Odisha, and the book which is yet to be released. So we are getting the copies, and we are waiting for releasing the particular book. Of all 360 GIs have been dealt in this particular book. So I think already Prashant has explained the GI, and directly I'll go to what is exactly mean by the challenges faced by the Indian GI. So the first GI registered is, everybody knows that, the Darjeeling tea, and which is specifically the Darjeeling, and now it is world famous. So in the background of registering, I think now it is the available data is 417. I think probably more may be registered. 417 GIs have been registered in India. So on this particular background, the registration, I'm going to look into these challenges in different headings, like the registration challenges, Part B challenges, enforcement challenges, quality maintenance challenges, foreign registration of the Indian GIs in foreign countries, the most important marketing challenges, and benefit sharing. So if you look into the registration challenges, let me show you some of the the data, the worldwide. So the worldwide, if you look into, you can see that the China has registered more than 10,000. Definitely, there is some variations in data by different agencies. So 10,000. This is the European Union data, which shows that more than 10,000 registrations. But if you look into, this is the WIPO data. So definitely we can rely on the data released by WIPO. even a small country. So it shows that according to the WIPO data, Germany has the largest number of registrations and the sui generis registrations, regional systems, and altogether 15,566. This is the data up to 2020 combined by the WIPO. So we have to rely on this particular latest data. Even small country like Hungary have 6,683 the registered. If you look into the data, the country-wise data, it is very amazing to see. Very small countries like Czech Republic have 6,285. So I was going through all these particular data. It is very amazing to see very small countries have more than 5,000 registrations. For example, very small country like Cyprus have 4,968 registrations. And this data very clearly, country-wise data shows that many countries are, much ahead than us. So far, I think probably, we have, I think 1995, India signed the TRIPS agreement, and from 1999, we enacted the law, and the registration started from, and we have 417 registrations so far. So WIPO says that more than 2 lakhs geographical indications in different forms are available in the world. And what is our contribution? Our contribution is 417, or maybe it may be reached 425. And this is our contribution. So we have to think. We have to think not twice, many times, that how we can increase the number of registrations. And I'm very sure that it's a GI registry. I know GI registry very closely when we are registering this. And 1% is not enough. There should be 10 examiners in the GI registry to take up this wide registration of geographical indications. So Prashant, we were mentioning about 895 applications, and granted is almost 50%. So it is humanly not possible to do, take up this huge task of registration process, to complete the registration process. So first of all, registration, if we look into, so we can see that many countries have registered their concentration is on certain specific areas. For example, European Union, wines and spirits, 48% of the registration are wines and spirit. What does it mean? Then you can look into, the spirit, cheese, fruits and vegetables, cereals, fresh, and other molasses, beer, and then pastry, cake, and other things. So every country has to identify what is your strength. Then you have to go for registration and also international registrations. So we can see that even though it's more than 2 lakh registrations, and Germany have the largest 15,566 registrations, and we have 470 registrations. So definitely India to have look into these numbers. Yeah, so the agriculture goods are 129, natural goods 2, manufactured goods 36, and goods of handicraft, the largest quota, that is the handicraft, 231, foodstuffs 19, 417. This is the available data. And we know that we have to register so many number of geographical indications. So state-wise, if you look into the southern states are they are registered more number of GIs. For example, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, then and also Andhra also sizable number. And if you look into the northeast, they are the lowest number of registrations. And we have to increase, and we know that these northeastern states are with a lot of biodiversity and a lot of unique products. We have to definitely promote the registration of GIs from the northeastern states. So you can see the clear cut, the variation between the southern states and the northeastern states. There is no comparison at all. So when we look into the whole registration in India, we can see that the handicraft, 55% of the registrations are on handicraft, then manufactured goods 9%, and the second largest is agriculture, 31%, and foodstuffs are only 5%. So if we look into the Europe or other places, it is other than wines and spirit, it is more foodstuffs. So we have to register our unique food as well so that we can market it properly. So the manufactured goods are 9%. So natural goods only 2 in number, and we have to register more number of products. And definitely the handicrafts, there must be special, the consideration for our strength, that is the handicrafts in the whole registrations. So if you look into I think we have already looked into the state registrations, and if the percentages, and we can see definitely the almost, the 11% of the registrations are with Karnataka, and followed by other, the southern states. So this registration to be, so already the Prashant has mentioned about awareness. So awareness, more awareness are required for more number of registrations. So the applications, as I told you, especially the applications requires more time, more resources, and more expertise. So there must be more this kind of conferences or seminars for the procedures to fill an application, more number of workshops all over the countries to be organized for filling the applications and other things. So now the people knows that awareness is, there is enough awareness, but they don't know how to file an application. So we have to train sufficient number of people for filing applications. Now we come to the Part B registrations. So we can see the Part B registrations are how it is important, because the entire beneficiaries will come under the Part B registrations. And 7,000, the GA registry says that 7,086 registrations so far. So applications are only 10,000. So we have only 7,000. So I know that even you take one product, you can register more than 100 Part B registrations or beneficiaries. Even some of the products, like for example, Sambalpuri Sadi, you can see that almost 1 lakh producers, 1 lakh viewers, we can include as Part B registered. But there is no registrations. Why? Because 1, lack of awareness. 2, so we know that, which we already said that the fees are 500 rupees to now it is only 10 rupees. But how to file? So I'm not sure whether the Part B registrations can be done online. So the application is a half page, very simple applications. But why the registrations are not increasing? Because definitely it is lack of awareness. So the all beneficiaries will be registered under the Part B, and then only the Part B registrations, the awareness also will increase, and also the beneficiary numbers also will, Part B registrations also will increase. And we require a registration monitoring and a robust policy framework. So we know that institutional mechanism, the post-registration monitoring mechanisms are not available. And also we can see that the registration quality challenges are one of the very important factor. So once the registration is over, nobody is there to check the quality of the particular product. It's not only in the domestic markets, but also in the international market. And the registration, I think the Prashant has already talked about a pre-registration study should have to be conducted, and that will lead to the registration of this particular product. That is a very important factor in registering any product. So we still require a policy framework for registration of these particular products. Otherwise, only NGOs. And even the applicant registration, 5,000 rupees, I feel that this is a huge amount, a big amount for any Indians or even NGOs, those who are registering. 5,000 rupees is definitely a huge amount in India. So the registration fees has to be come down, like Part B registration 500 to 10 rupees. So the 5,000 should be reduced to 500 rupees, so that we will get more number of applications. At the same time, we must have a check and balance system for coming up or piling up the applications also. So because the welfare of producers, and in nowhere in the act or in the rules, the welfare of producers are mentioned. So we have to, so one proposal can be the establishment of a producers collective for National Institute of Origin and Quality. So it is in the model of, France have a model, that's the National Institute of Origin and Quality. So under the government supervision. So we can also have such an institution under the supervision of the DPIIT, so that there can be concerted effort for not only registration but also for marketing of the products. If you look into the foreign registrations of Indian, so we can see that these are the foreign products registered in India. There are 27 products so far. The foreign products are registered in the Indian registry. So most of the products we can see that it is, it is basically wines and spirits mostly, and some of them are foodstuffs. And mostly, as I told you, that you can see the name itself, Irish whiskey, and or it is Grana Padano, or it is other. So you can see a number of products. 27 products are registered in India. What about India? India has so far started 3 applications, and one is the approved one, because I couldn't find more than this. So Darjeeling tea is the only approved one, and Basmati is under process. And definitely we are finding disputes from Pakistan in European Union. And another application is Kangra tea. If you are not registering, so everybody knows that intellectual property is very territorial in nature, and if you are not registering in the foreign markets, then the end result will be fighting cases in the foreign countries, or they may be taking away the bioresources, and also not only bioresources, the geographical indications itself, somebody may be taking it away. So the Indian GIs registrations in foreign countries has to be increased. But now there is no agency to monitor this other than the individuals. And individuals cannot register any GI in the foreign countries, because they don't have the resources. They don't have the resources to register in India. How they are going to register in foreign countries? This is the big question. Now come to the most important, or I would say that most challenging thing is the marketing challenges. Marketing challenges, if you look into, so there is no concerted effort of marketing of GI products. So this is one of the product which I have registered, that is the Sambalpuri sari. So the value changes. So everybody can see that if Vidya Balan is a model, definitely the market price of the products goes up. But there is no concerted effort as such. As I told you, this particular sari was given by one of the exporter of Odisha to Vidya Balan. So there is no concerted effort of marketing like this. So then you can change the premium value to a very high if it is marketed, the products are the properly marketed. And we have conducted almost more than 10 awareness programs throughout Odisha when we are registering these particular products. So the awareness is one side, and then marketing is the other side of every product. Even it is a very famous product like Sambalpuri sari, so it has to be marketed. It has to be marketed by well-known people, whether it is Hollywood or Bollywood, we don't know, but there must be this product must be properly marketed. And we'll come to the marketing problems. When people knows that now there are GIs, but how they are going to find out genuine products? This is a big problem. So this is also one of the enforcement problem as well, identifying genuine products. And also the GI products are not reaching to the large number of people. It is not reaching to large number of people. Only a sizable number of people knows about these particular geographical indications. And also there is inadequate branding and marketing. Branding and marketing, which I already said, it is very important for every product. And proper branding and marketing is required for the Indian GIs. That is the need of the hour. Prashant already said that the other agencies, whether it is DPIIT or it is other agencies like is taking up some of the initiatives, but there is no concerted effort for all GI products. Quality checking is another very important factor. Nobody is there to check the quality of the product. Once they got the GI registration, there is no mechanism. There is no mechanism, centralized mechanism or governmental mechanism to check the originality, and originality certification is mandatory for GI products to survive in the market. And so you can say that even you ask individual geographical indications, there are databases of when we submit, when we register, we submit the producers, the list of producers. But other than the central government or no state governments have a complete list of database of producers. So you don't know where it is coming from. So where it is basically originating from. You know that Darjeeling tea is originating from Darjeeling, but where the duplicate products are coming from, nobody knows. And then also we can discuss some of the problems. So the competition, the main competition is from the industry. So whether it is a handloom versus powerloom, and also basically the customer recognition. Customer recognition required proper branding and marketing of that particular product. So now there is no joint marketing of all GIs. No joint marketing of all 417 GIs granted in India. So marketing problems, and we can see that mostly now the marketing is through offline shops. It happens now. It is widely marketed through online platforms. And the authenticity of the product, as I said, that there is no mechanism to check the authenticity of the product. Many variants of the products are available, and which one is original and which one is duplicate, nobody knows. And the variants of registered GIs, there is no protection under the GI rules. Different variants. Even though a new product, a new fashion product comes out of a GI, there is no recognition. Only the original product have the recognition. So there must be provisions for variants as well in future, because the time will change, the fashion will change. So the variants must also have recognition. So I'll just show you some of the the premiums. So the price and premiums of geographical indications. So everybody knows about Kulu Pashmina store, and you see the market prices. Definitely this is taken from Amazon. So you see the prices. And anybody knows if you can go and ask the Pashmina, the producers, whether how much they are getting. Many 100 times are the premium prices in the online platforms of these particular GIs. And even there is no authenticity that whether they are selling Kudu Pashmina store. So who is going to check this particular quality parameter? Who is going to check the price parameter? There is no agency, there is no rules presently in India. And when we take into the case of Darjeeling tea, everybody knows that this is the first, definitely the first GI in India, and have a very good reputation all over the world. So the tea board says Darjeeling produces around 8 tons per year. But international market, it is almost 14 to 16 tons of this Darjeeling tea is sold. Where the balanced tea is coming from? Definitely the balanced tea may be coming from Kenya, or maybe even from Sri Lanka. Nobody knows. I was going through some of these online, the portals about Darjeeling tea. So you can see this Darjeeling tea in different form. Different companies are marketing this particular Darjeeling tea. But you can see that what is the price? Can you believe that, this is almost 100 grams, 160 rupees, 500 gram, 810 rupees. What that means, 1 kilo is more than 1600 rupees Darjeeling tea. So if you ask the tea board how much they are getting, and tea is, now the prices of the tea is one of the lowest. So 1600 rupees in online platforms, 1 kg of tea. And actually they may be getting 500 rupees or less than 500 rupees per 1 kg. So who is making the premium? Definitely it is the multinational companies, those who are marketing Darjeeling tea. I'm very sure that this cannot happen. You cannot have a premium price which is exclusively going to the multinational companies, those who are marketing the products. There must be royalty which must be going to the producers of Darjeeling tea, which is not happening. So there is a legal lacuna in this particular thing, that is price, a premium prices. So you can see the various prices, and various prices means you won't even believe 250 grams of Darjeeling tea is 600 rupees. So you put it in a beautiful container, It is the premium is, the going like anything. That means more than 2,400 rupees. You cannot believe. 2,400 rupees 1 kg Darjeeling tea. So whether the producers are getting any premiums is a big question. So comes to the typical case, the present case of this is Alapi cardamom is cardamom from Kerala is one of the GI, and I belongs to the Idiki district of Kerala, and I know that what is the price, and the present price of cardamom is 550 rupees to maximum of 850 rupees per kg. And you won't believe what is the online prices. You see the online prices, what is the price? It is 100 gram, 299 rupees. So the original price is 100 gram, 598 rupees. 1 kg, 5,980 rupees. Can you believe? 5,000 rupees for 1 kg cardamom is in the online, and the actual price the farmers are getting maybe 500 to 800 rupees. So why we should allow this? So the green cardamom, the Alapi cardamom is a geographical indication. So definitely there must be some gap. So you can see that it's clearly written, the prices are very high. Very high means very high. So imagine no match with the original price the farmers are getting and the market prices. So who is going to catch all these people? The only solution is all the marketing people should take Part B registrations, and the prices should be regulated. The premium should go to the farmers, not to the marketers. Now it is very clear that the money 500 versus 5,000, no match. So there is no regulator. So this must be regulated. Pepper, I know pepper, and the pepper prices are going down this year like anything. And here 700 rupees. 700 rupees is the price. And presently it is running around 300 to 400 rupees per kg. Same store. So GI tag, it is written GI tag Malabar pepper. Malabar pepper is a GI. So what is my basic argument? In the marketing, there must be very clear-cut rules and regulations. We must come out with a clear-cut rules and regulations. Otherwise, the premium prices are going to be benefit only the marketers, not the original producers or the beneficiaries. So, and the quality, we are talking about quality challenges. And now this is one of the, very high impact on the Indian GIs. So you can see the Times of India, one news item. So this item says that the cardamom exports to Saudi Arabia stalled over chemical residue norms. Quality parameters. If you don't, maintain the quality of the GI, definitely it is going to be a big problem for you in future. So you can see the Vienna. So presently the lower prices of pepper is attributable to the import of Vietnam pepper. So who is going to check whether it is a Vietnam pepper or Sri Lankan pepper or it is Indian pepper? Is there any mechanism of the government of India to check it? The answer is no. So if the Vietnam pepper is coming and mixing with the Indian pepper, so nobody wants the Indian pepper or 800 rupees or 900 rupees. So the Indian farmers are going to lose. So it is not only the marketing challenges, the quality. So there must be a quality, quality checking mechanism. So only the government can maintain the quality, not the producers. Otherwise, a group of producers have to maintain the quality. So the solution may be, so we can say that so Prashant has already mentioned about the showrooms in airports, but I saw that there are surprisingly I saw that 103 airports in India, 103 airports. How many have showrooms? Maybe 5 or 10. So every airport must have a showroom because this is the showcase place for the foreigners, those who are traveling or domestic travelers to see that at least these are the GI items which can be kept in each and every airport. So the government is now, mostly talking about vocal for local initiatives. So this can be one of the good local initiatives to set up GI stores all over the country. but definitely the government to take the initiative. And so the GI, we have a logo, GI logo, but nobody uses it because there is no rule very specifically saying that yes, the mandatory use of logos and it is mandatory. This presently nobody uses because it is not mandatory. So we have to change the rules again. Part B registrations, all the marketers, all the traders, they must take Part B registrations. Then only we should allow them to market GI products. Otherwise, what is going to happen? E-platforms, e-commerce platforms, they are making money. Traders making money. The poor farmers, they don't have any premiums, any royalties. And here, so you can see that, they are saying that DIPPT's, DPIIT's permission is required. Taking permission of any agencies are going to be very difficult. Now it is registration of Part B is very simple so that they can have getting registration. All the traders can get registrations. And now, as Prasad was mentioning about Part B registrations, I am not sure about whether the Part B registrations are online. It must be popularized. A simple drop-in menu should be made and fill it up and send it along with maximum one or two attachments. Then the Part B registrations will increase. Otherwise, the Part B registrations are going to be less than 10,000 in India. And so definitely the awareness programs, more and more awareness programs. So how you are going to check the quality of the product, the authenticity of the product. So I have mentioned 10 years back about the RFID tag for each GI product. Mandatory installation of RFID tags for, so definitely it can be done only with the DPIIT's help. If the GI producers can use technology for tracking and also the authenticity of the product. And selling, so we have mentioned about the online platforms. Now you cannot see a unified online platform for all GIs. So we have submitted a proposal in 2019. Very recently also we have submitted a proposal to DPIIT. I don't know what happened to it, for a uniform platform for all GI products in one place. So if somebody wants to purchase, definitely it must be under the control of DPIIT and also the GI registry, because only DPIIT can have come out with a common platform and the GI registry can only check the quality and also the authenticity of the product. So it is going to benefit. And then if as I told you that already talked about the forming a GI consortium. GI consortium is required for marketing, common marketing strategies, because they don't have money. Individual GIs don't have any money at all. Even the famous GIs like whether it is Kanchipuram Sadi or it is Pochampalli Ikat or it is Sambalpuri Sadi, without the government support, they don't have money. So there must be a GI consortium and must be DPIIT should take initiative for forming a GI consortium in India. So everybody can be a member and then everybody can have a common strategy and common logo. And also the all producers can be a member of the consortium. And definitely not only GI. So the Prashant was talking about certification marks, silk mark, wool mark, handloom marks. So along with the GIs, so we should use maximum. We must the market, the authenticity of the product through various certification methods as well. When we come to the enforcement challenges, we can see that. So even I cannot identify. These are two sarees which I got it from Sambalpur. Even I cannot identify which one is original and which one is duplicate. We call it duplicate, or it is forged one, or it is infringed one. So we can see that this kind of problems are going to face all the GIs in the coming days. So it can be even very expert people cannot distinguish. If the handloom is 2,800 rupees cost, the powerloom product is only 400 rupees cost. So this infringement, there must be a robust enforcement mechanism. And even though now there is and then international. So you can see that the Mongoji tea and the Darjeeling tea, the Indian government has spent a sizable amount the tea board has spent a lot of money, a lot of euros to fight against another person for stealing the certification mark. You can see only the face is changed. So even the logo is same. So we have to fight a lot of cases, not only within India, outside India as well, if you don't protect your GI. So definitely, so the T board has fought the particular case and they got a judgment. But how many cases you are going to fight outside India? So you register more and more, then you have to fight more and more cases. So enforcement within India, even though there is criminal and civil punishment, which is mentioned in the Act, and it is not heard about so far anybody has been prosecuted in a GI infringement case in India. So benefit sharing. When we look into benefit sharing, I would say that if the producers are not getting any benefit, what is the use of registering geographical indications? So presently, there is no provision. There is no provision in the Indian GI Act. Indian GI Act for sharing of any benefits. So mandatory sharing of benefits are not there. So here, neither the producers nor the beneficiaries are benefited by selling geographical indications. Whose problem it is? Because there is no mandatory provision for paying royalties. So I just want to mention about one of the cases of Jeevani. Once upon a time, Jeevani is an Ayurvedic product which is produced by the TGBRI in Trivandrum. So there was 2 patents were filed by the famous the scientist and other people, and then it was the technology was transferred to Coimbatore Ayurvedisala, and they made a lot of money. Definitely, the one part of the royalty has been given to the Khani tribe in Trivandrum. So there is good models which are available for sharing of the benefits to the original producers, but we don't have rules. The definite rules are not there. There is no mechanism, whether it is a separate societies or whether it is a separate governmental mechanism to collect royalties. So there is no welfare schemes under the GI, neither the Act nor in the rules for any welfare of producers nor the Part B registrations. So enforcement mechanism. So now I think the Prashant has explained it. Enforcement mechanism is somebody is found to be duplicating any of the products, then immediately the matter to be reported to the GI registrar. The GI registrar will take a decision and he will direct the deputy superintendent of police to take action. So it will, the poor people, they won't be able to do this lengthy process. So there must be sufficient procedure. They can definitely go to the nearest police station. So the simplified rules can make this is possible. So enforcement mechanism, we require some of the changes in the rules. So if we can, I think probably I may take 2 or 3 more minutes to finish it. So we can see that we require strong organizational and institutional structures for marketing, monitoring of GI, as well as also registering, identifying and demarcating GI. So now there is no central agency for identifying and demarcating GI. And also the practices and standards. So the first thing is to building local institutions and management structures for each and every geographical indications. And then definitely it is not, the government cannot do everything. There must be equitable participation among producers and enterprises. All together, producers, Part B registrations, traders, and the government, then definitely. And I feel that now there must be urgent need of the price controls, because the online platforms, you can see, I have shown you some of the examples. You take any GI, this is the case in the online platforms. High premiums are the benefit is going to the marketers, not to the any producer. Though this should be immediately stopped, or there must be a regulatory mechanism in the rules. And also strong marketing partners. As I told you, even a good product, if you don't have good marketing, so you are not going to get the premiums. So good marketing strategies. And we know that many of the GIs are success stories, but the premiums are not going to the producers as such. There is no collective brand. There is no protection against imitation, non-original producers. As I told you, that everything depends upon economic benefit. If the economic benefits are not going to the poor people, economic benefits are going to the producers or farmers, or it is weavers, then there is no use of if we are protecting the geographical indications. As finally we said that there is a number of legal changes which I have mentioned in some point of time. So we have to protect our GIs not only within India, outside India as well. So we require a strong institutional mechanism and and also the initiation from the government. So we require not only the everything we look upon government, it's not going to happen. We require public-private partnership for further marketing of the Indian products, and also we have success stories. I think probably I thought that I will talk about success story of one success story, that is Araku Valley Arabica coffee. So in conclusion, I would want to say that geographical indications have a great potential in India for making the rural people economically more viable and also benefits. So the quality uncertainty we have to look into, and more protection of geographical indications to be made, and especially the price premiums and the royalties to be go to the people, and that is going to make the rural India change. And if there is no economic benefits which are going to the country, then it's not going to beneficial to the poor people in the the villages in India. So as I told you this, let me stop here because of the time frame, because I have this beautiful success story of the Araku Valley coffee. So I think probably 1 minute I will tell that this is Araku Valley coffee is in between Andhra Pradesh and also the border of Odisha. And you can see the shop. This shop is not in India. The shop is in France. So Araku Valley Arabica coffee, a tribal product, and they made a cooperative. They have started their own shop and their own the processing units, and this is owned by the tribal people and with the help of Nandi Foundation in Mumbai. And now you can see the Araku Valley coffee shops throughout Europe, and they got some of the prizes. And you can see how it is branded, international quality, the quality packaging, and also branded very well. So this is a success story, one of the success story in geographical indications, and we can duplicate many success stories like this. So as I told you, even no knowledge, tribal people, and now they are getting the price premiums because they are the farmers, they are the producers, they are the marketers, they are the exporters. The Indian money is coming to the company which is owned by them together. So this is a good model. I think let me stop here because of the time frame. So I would be very happy to ask, the reply the questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that presentation, sir. I'm pretty sure everyone has understood the challenges in registering a GI much better now. There are already a lot of questions ready to answer.
Hello,
Is it possible?
Shalin? Yeah, it is
Am I
breaking
audible?
again.
Sir,
Yeah, you are audible.
yes, sir. I'm sorry for the network issues, sir. So, someone was asking, how could the quality of a registered GI tagged goods be maintained and assured, as there are a number of GI products that are not performing well?
So it is very simple. In the act itself, in the application itself, you have to mention a body, a quality maintenance body you have to form. You have to give some of the experts' names. So definitely that particular body is in paper. Now everybody knows that that body is not working or the members are not working, but the GI registry can very well. So you can the GI registry can very well insist for this body to be in working. So even there is any question of any dispute with regard to the quality of the particular product, where you are going to complain. So the rules are not clear. The only place where you can complain is GA registry. But so entertaining your complaint, there is no provision. The only provision is with regard to infringement. So there is civil and criminal action. So I'm very sure that if there is a quality, if you have a doubt about the quality, definitely you can give a complaint to the registry under the present provisions. Otherwise, there is no central body. I have already said that there is no central body to maintain GI quality, which you require. It can be given to EPIDA, it can be given to any other body for checking the particular products.
Thank you for answering that, sir. We have another question. Pooja Jain is asking why there are so many less Indian registrations in foreign as compared to foreign registered GIs in India.
Can you say again? Hello?
So, am I audible?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. So Pooja Jain is asking why are there so many less Indian registrations in the foreign as
Yeah,
compared
foreign
to foreign
countries.
GIs registrations in India?
So as I already said that, so we we don't want any foreign markets. Is our perception? So we want our GAs to be sold all over the world. So we got a complaint that the Sambalpuri sarees are made in Chicago. So who will go to Chicago and find out whether these are original sarees? So if you register a particular GA in US, then you can make a complaint in the US. So we faced one case of Darjeeling. So we fought, the tea board has fought many cases in the foreign countries because Darjeeling tea is duplicated, Darjeeling tea or fake Darjeeling tea is sold in many parts of the country, many parts of the world. So they fought many cases, and that is why now they come out with an application in the European Union. When you went to the European Union for registering basmati rice, so we are facing now opposition from Pakistan. Pakistan said that yes, basmati belongs to Pakistan. So they are not ready to give it to India. And I'm not sure about whether India is willing to give a part to the Pakistan as well. So other is Kangra tea. So we think that only three products, three applications, we require almost, all good marketing products to be registered in other parts of the world. But who will register? That's the question. There is no provision in the present GI Act for registered by whether it is the PIDA or it is by any central government agencies, because only these agencies have, the money. Only these agencies have expertise. No poor person from a village or NGO who is registered a GI can go to any other country and file the case. So the number is very less. So as I said, one, market is very important. If your product doesn't have a market, there is no point in registering. Two, the economic, the whole lot of expenditure involved. Three, the expertise. So if you want to register one GI in Europe, you have to spend a lot of money. So who is going to spend this money? This is another question. So one is economic problem, two is logistic problem, and three, the most importantly, I would say that the expenditure which is involved and the benefit, proportionate benefit.
Understood, sir. Thank you. We have another question from Rajesh Kashyap who asks, can a GI tag be given to a foreign product?
It's already replaced, so we have already given 27 products. It's very well. Any country can come and register as same as the process as that of any Indian GI products. So there is no ban. Any country can go to any 164 TRIPS member countries, 164 member countries, and register a GI product. All these 163 countries can come to India and also register their products. So this is a global system under the TRIPS agreement. So GI is part of the protection of intellectual property under TRIPS. So every country can come to India and register their products following the same our act.
Right. Thank you, sir. There's another more of a personal query from Smriti Bilori, who's asking that she's a student of from a science background with food knowledge and who's pursuing law right now. Uh, so she is saying, what are the opportunities of IPR in food processing where she can work?
What are the opportunities in food processing? See, GI registry is, if you look into our registration, the food products, our registration is very less. The answer why it is because there is a lot of controversies. When a Rasgulla was registered, there is a big fight between Odisha and West Bengal. So when there is an application for the Hyderabadi biryani, there is a fight. So if because various states are going to fight, Prashant has already mentioned, GI is geographically, it's not only geographically, it is very, very sensitive. Politically, it is sensitive. Economically, it is very sensitive. And other states are not ready. But the registration of Odisha Rasgulla and West Bengal Rasgulla, it's very clear. Every state can register the same product in their own name. So food processing also we can register. If you look into the European Union, other than spines and the wines and spirits, the second category is the largest number is food. I don't know why we are not registering our food. Very few numbers. So we have to register more number of food items. Oh, you are muted. You are muted, Kat. Sharing.
Apologies, sir. So there's another question from Mr. Anil Kumar who's asking that non-agricultural GIs are mostly traditional and cultural expressions. What is your suggestion towards benefit sharing with indigenous uh, people who have preserved them through ages?
See, we already said that. I have 10 times I said that presently there is no provision for benefit sharing. So probably this is one of the drawback of our law.
So
So
what are the suggestions that can be done in this regard?
It is very clearly said that we have there is no need of changing the law. We can make institutional mechanisms. So I have said about the what the Kani tribe did in the case of Jeevani, the product, right? So you can simply make a society, and all the products should be marketed through that particular society. So there will be twofold benefits. One, only authenticated product will go out through that particular society. Two, they can collect royalties. And these societies can distribute the benefits back to the producers and also the Part B registrations through this particular society. Now, there is no specific such societies exist anywhere in the country about any GA. You take Sambalpuri Sadi is mostly dealt by the Sambalpuri Vastralaya, but and it is the Apex Cooperative Society which is in Odisha, that is known as Boyniga, but individual people are also selling sadis. There is no control over anybody. So you require mandatory societies to deal with individual products. If 417 products are registered, you create 41 societies to market this particular product. This product should only market through these societies, single channel. Then only it is going to happen. Otherwise, it is not going to happen.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much for answering so many questions. So do you have any concluding remark?
The concluding remark is definitely I have actually I want to show I have the slide of all 400 GIs which I want to show to everybody because of the the time constraint I was not able to show them. So GI registration definitely India is a mine of geographical indications. We require one, you register 5,000 GIs as soon as possible. So probably Prashant requires another 50 people to register 500 GIs in the coming future. One person cannot do so they have recruited recently I came to know that they have recruited 35 the examiners. Probably the GI registry may get some more people for increasing the number. Two, and we require the ample mechanism, which we said that institutional mechanism and a policy. We don't have a GI policy. The government doesn't have a GI policy. Immediately, we should come out with a GI policy, which includes marketing. And I talked about price premiums because we are very happy to see that our products are getting 5,000 rupees per kg. But less than 1,000 rupees is going to the farmer. That is not justifiable. So you require a policy and institutional mechanism to take care of. Then only the rural people are going to be benefited by the GI registration. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining with us today. I'm sure it was a very insightful talk for everyone. So now let us move to our next speaker, who is Ms. CRLC. Dr. CRLC is a retired professor in plant breeding and genetics at the Kerala Agricultural University and was also the coordinator of the IPR cell there for 17 years. As a plant breeder, Dr. Elsie had contributed for crop improvement of rice, pulses, and medicinal plants with more emphasis in rice breeding. She had contributed to the development of 18 rice varieties released in Kerala. As the coordinator of the IPR cell of Kerala Agricultural University, she played the lead role in the registration of GIs of 12 unique agricultural products of Kerala, including Pokkali rice, Kaipad rice, Wayanad Jeera Kasala rice, Central Travancore jaggery, to name a few. Today, her topic of discussion will be GI in India, the potential. Ma'am, I request you to kindly take over.
If he doesn't choose to specialize, then it should be possible for her to complete an MTech degree without specialization also in aerospace engineering. Okay. Now you have done almost all of the work since you have created the specializations. Okay. You have to just take a union of some of these.
Uh,
Kevin,
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
is it open for me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Some disturbance were coming, so I thought somebody else is making a speech. So thank you very much. Good afternoon to all. Thank you very much for inviting me for this national conference on geographical indications. I was listening to the speech by Dr. Raju. Very well, he has explained what are the problems or challenges that we are facing in GI registration and its utilization in marketing. Every aspect of this marketing he has shared. And my topic is what are the potential, how we can go for registration, or what is the potential of GI protection. And I will illustrate an example of what we had done with respect to a particular product. So with this introduction, I'm going to share my slides. Okay. Is it now visible? Hello. Is it now visible?
It's visible, but maybe you can get into the slide share mode.
It is not on the slide share mode. Yes, ma'am, it is perfect.
Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
You are seeing the slide?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay, so just a practical experience of GI registration and one success story that we have seen in the case of a particular GI product, I am going to explain. So as I told, the topic suggested for my presentation is GI in India, the potential. And this is mainly based on my experience in GI registration and how the GI tag can be used as a potential tool for marketing the GI product. So I'm sure you will be knowing what is the real meaning of geographical indications under our Act. It indicates about the goods, and that goods should come from a particular geographical area, and the quality should depend on the origin of the product from that geographical area. So it can be called like a geographical branding for traditional unique goods. So here I am emphasizing this GI branding is for traditional goods, whereas in many media you can see the GI is used as a synonym for patenting. So it's totally wrong. I used to fight with the media people to call GI as a patent. So this is entirely different. The geographical indications are for traditional goods, and the main objective is to maintain the popularity of these traditional goods in modern world market. So when you observe the world market, we can see a lot of products are coming to the market, new generation goods are coming, and our traditional goods may lose their presence in the world market. So all over the world, the people are thinking about giving a particular branding or a tagging for the traditional goods so that they can also find out a place in the world market. So this is the definition of GI. I'm not going to read. I'm sure It would have already been explained by other speakers. And when we think about the geographical indications, I used to tell the European Union or the European countries were the first to use the geographical indications tag for protecting the right over traditional goods. And under European law, there are different ways of protecting or designating or tagging the traditional goods, which can be either a PDO, that is protected designation of origin, or it can be a PGI, which is protected geographical indication, or a TSG, that is traditional specialty guaranteed good. So each are somehow connected, but this PDO is more strong and strongly associated with the origin of a product from a particular area, and all process of production should depend on the resources coming from that particular area, whereas PGI is a bit less associated with the geographical area, and the TSG is nothing to do with the geographical area, but it is a traditional product only. So through these three mechanisms, that is PDO, PGI, and TSG, the European countries are trying to protect and promote their traditional goods in the world market and even in other European countries. So I'm not sure whether somebody has told about this classical example of a geographical indication, that is champagne. The champagne can be considered as a good example of how the GI tag can be used for marketing a particular product. Actually, it is coming from the region Champagne. And after the World War I, the total vineyards and wineries in this region was totally damaged, and the people were thinking how they can come up from the damages of the World War I, and they thought about their traditional good, that is the wine or the sparkling wine, and they thought we will brand our wine as a separate brand under a separate brand name, that is champagne. And they rebuilt their vineyards and they organized their community, and this particular product under the brand name champagne was a successful model in European countries, and gradually they took the effort to put it in other world market areas, and only the people coming from Champagne region can use the word champagne. And even if the same method, the same grapes are used in other areas in the world, they cannot use the word champagne. They are very strict. They are keeping a vigilance over other areas. So only the people coming from Champagne region can produce this wine and market it under the name champagne. So we can say in 1927, the Champenois were the first to apply for delimitation of their region and the exclusive right to use that name. So it is considered as a classical example. And this sparkling wine is produced under specific conditions using local producers' traditional know-how. And nobody else in the world can use this traditional know-how and put a wine under the name champagne. And this is a very beautiful picture of this region, and you can see how much area is there under the champagne wine production, or the vineyards extends to 34,000 hectares. In India, no product has such a large extensive cultivation, and 15,000 growers are there, 140 cooperatives are working, and this is a successful case of GI using its promotion in the world market. And similarly, the European Union is using the GI or PDO or PGI for protecting the name of the cheese in the European countries. Each region has its own cheese brand, and only people from that area or that country or a small region in a particular country can use a particular name for the cheese produced from that area. And there are over 300 varieties of cheese and dairy products protected by law under the European Union. So as Dr. Raju was telling, we have to move forward a lot. Now we have started registering our product, but how strongly we can protect the brand name and how strongly we can coordinate the activities of the associations or groups or producers so that the benefit will go to that particular community and nobody else will harvest that benefit from them. So this is the picture of the different cheese. And now I am coming to the Indian legislation. And this law was enacted in 1999, the Geographical Indications of Goods, 1999, and the rules came in 2002. And presently there are 417 products registered in India from different states and mainly from handicraft sector. And Dr. Raju was telling the food products, less number of food products are protected and more number of handicrafts are coming. And second to handicrafts, the agriculture products are coming. And under Indian law, we can register agriculture product, natural goods, manufactured goods like foodstuff, handicraft, and textiles. So when we go through this different items, 5 items I will say, agriculture, natural, foodstuff, handicraft, and textile, the diversity in India is what I will say, we cannot assess the diversity of such items under in our country, and these items can be branded as geographical indications. And not only the registration is a GI, but such items are to be promoted so that the benefit will go to the poor communities or the village people who are producing such items. So these are some examples of the GI tag that is well known in India. The first GI tag is for Darjeeling tea from West Bengal, and the tea board is strictly managing the GI logo and GI branding. But I have heard that even with the intervention of this tea board, in some other countries, the duplicate products are coming to market. And following the Darjeeling tea, there is Assam Orthodox tea from Assam, the Kangra tea from Himachal Pradesh, and Nilagiri Orthodox tea from Tamil Nadu. So these are the tea products. And if you see the potential of GI registration in India, the diversity gives more scope for registering more agriculture product or more handicraft items in India. The diversity is so rich. And here you can see the Naga Mircha or the chili from Nagaland, which is the hottest chili in the world, and it is registered as a GI. And some other products that got a GI tag, I have kept here the grapes from Nashik, the small chilies, the bird's eye chili from Mizoram, the cune pineapple from Tripura, the lychee from Tezpur, the mandarin, the large cardamom. Kerala has a small cardamom registered as a GI, and here large cardamom is coming, and some sari items, textile items, and this Kerala Aramula metal mirror. It is the first GI product from Kerala. And under the textile sector, we can see the Pochambili sari, the Bidri wear, and the Kuttuvilakka from Tamil Nadu, the toys from Channapatana. And here also you can see the handicraft items that can be registered. So as an example of the different sectors or the products from different sectors that can be registered as a GI, I have kept to reveal the potential, some Pavitra ring from Kerala, and the Maddalam from Kerala, the screw pine craft of Kerala, the coconut shell craft of Kerala. Such items are registered. But as Dr. Raju was telling, or as we understood, many of these products are produced by the producers, but the benefit of the GI registration is not fully harvested by them. And the spices, the Kerala is very much famous for the spices. And here you can see the coffee, the Monsoon, the Malabar Arabica coffee. and the cardamom from Alleppey, not from Alleppey, but from the Alleppey harbor, it was going to trade. So it is named as Alleppey green cardamom. And then the pepper, and a recent introduction or a recent one to the list of GI products of Kerala is Edayur chili, which is having least pungency. So earlier I have shown a picture of Naga Mircha, which is considered as the hottest chili in the world. And contrary to that, or just opposite to that, we registered a chili with the least pungency, that is Edayur chili from Malappuram in Kerala, which is used for making fries, and we call it as kondatam. That is in curd, it will be dipped and dried for many days. And as a delicious item for food, it is used by many people. So this least pungent chili under the name Edayur chili is also registered. So always we have to, this examples gives an idea that we have to highlight the uniqueness of our product. The chili, mainly people are using chili for providing the hotness to the curries. But on the other way, if a chili is having less pungency, that uniqueness can be highlighted, and we can register by highlighting that uniqueness under GI Act. And this is a very good example of an animal product coming for GI registration. I'm sure in India there are hundreds of local breeds, maybe cows and goats or chickens, which are having unique characters. That unique character we have to identify and then register under the GI Act. Here you can see the black chicken meat is registered, not the breed as such, but the meat coming from that black chicken is registered from Madhya Pradesh. And people are thinking that there is medicinal value for the egg and meat of this chicken. And even in many parts of our country, it is sold as black chicken meat. So it is a classical example of how we can use an animal breed or a product from an animal breed, maybe the meat or the milk or the curd. We have to highlight the nutritional value of that product, and then it can be registered as a geographical indication. Here are some examples of other products which are registered in India. As I told, our first product is Darjeeling tea in coming from West Bengal. And so many textile items, you can see the paintings also, and the art items. And from Kerala, there is Alleppey coir, and the agriculture products like guava and Malabar pepper are also registered. And here I am putting some items from AP and Telangana, the Kalangari art item, the Bommalu, Kondapilli Bommalu from Andhra, and Nirmal toys, Machilipattanam Kalangari, and leather puppetry from Andhra, and even the Tirupati Laddu, which is very famous among the religious circle, that is also as a foodstuff, it is registered. And now the question is, what are the benefits or potential? Is there any potential benefit for GI protection or GI registration? As I told, the patent or the trademark, everything is for the high level people, the intellectually very affordable people can go for protection. But the GI protection is mainly for the grassroots level people, or I will say the grassroots level village people who are producing the traditional goods in our country. So it gives legal protection to traditional goods as a GI branding. And if the law is putting its place in a very well manner, it prevents unauthorized use of a GI by others, but strict vigilance and action is needed to get the benefit of this second clause, that is prevents unauthorized use of a GI by others. And even from the consumer side, it helps the consumers to get a quality product. When I am going to different states, I will first inquire whether a GI product is coming from that particular area, And I will go to a shop or to a producer group association and will try to get a piece of that particular GI product from that region. So the consumers are also benefited. And lastly, or gradually, it promotes the economic prosperity of the producers of GI goods, and the market demand will increase in the national market and also in the international market. And as people were asking in the previous session, the registration in India is a must to get GI protection in other countries. First, the mother country, the registration should be in the mother country, then only it can go for other countries. So, when I was heading the intellectual property rights cell of Kerala Agricultural University, we thought of registering the unique agriculture products of Kerala under GI Act. And here I am listing the products that was registered under GI Act by Kerala Agriculture University, the IPR cell of Kerala Agriculture University, the Pokali rice, the Vazhakulam pineapple, and two more rice, that is Wayanad Jeeragashala rice, Wayanad Gandhagashala rice. And there are two jaggeries. One is Central Travancore jaggery and Marayur jaggery. And again another rice is coming, that is Kaipat rice. And we have a banana, a unique banana variety from Kerala registered, that is Chengalikodan Nandran banana from central part of Kerala. And even a betel leaf, that is Tirur betel leaf, and a mango variety, that is Kuttiyatur mango, and a chili. This chili I was telling, Edayur chili. This chili with the least pungency is registered, highlighting the less pungency of this particular product. And this Tirur betel leaf has more medicinal value, and we have analyzed the quality, and the uniqueness of Tirur betel leaf was highlighted in the application. And the first teak or the first forest product in the world registered as a GI, or the wood product registered as a GI, is Nilambur teak. That is very famous for making furniture and even the ships at the time of Britishers. This teak was used for making the uru or the ships for war, and that product was also registered as a GI. And this particular banana, I was telling, it is from a small region in the central part of Kerala. And when we inquired about the history and uniqueness of this particular product, even here you can see it is a Nandran banana, and here you can see the shape. It is similar to the husk of an elephant and golden yellow color with a red tinge over the rind, and it is almost round in shape, very tasty, and the sugar content is high, and the shelf life is also more. So highlighting the characters of this particular banana, the GI application was made, and it is mainly used for Onam festival. Here I have kept the picture of a market during the Onam season in Kerala, where this particular banana bunches will be exhibited in the markets. Here you can see all Chengalikodan banana bunches are there. It is an exclusive market for this particular variety. Here also you can see, and the price is very high. The price for a particular beautiful bunch is not depending upon the weight of the bunch, but depending upon the beauty of the bunch, the farmer will get a premium price. And this particular, you would have heard about Guruvayur temple, and on the previous day of Onam, that is called as Uttradam, the bunches will be dedicated to the deity in Guruvayur temple, and only this banana variety, that is Chengalikodan banana bunches, will be offered to Sri Krishna, that is Bhagavan Sri Krishna, in Guruvayur temple. So because of this uniqueness and the beauty of the bunches, the people will be harvesting, the planting will be done according so that the harvest will coincide with the Onam season, and the bunches will be offered in famous temples and also as gift bunches to VIP peoples and relatives. So this is a registered GI product. And we made a study about the application or the impact of GI registration. And during pre-GI phase, the banana, Changalikodan banana was getting a price of 43 to 45 rupees per kg, whereas the ordinary Nandram banana was getting 40 rupees per kg. So here you can see the difference between these two types are maybe 3 to 5 rupees per kg. And this is the data from 2019, where the Changalikodan was getting 130 rupees per kg and the ordinary Nandram was getting 100 rupees per kg. So the difference is 30 rupees. And here the difference is 20 rupees in 2020. So this is for 1 kg of banana. And if it is multiplied with the total quantity of Nandram banana produced from that area, it comes to crores of rupees. So definitely I will say, due to the GI registration and the popularity, it is the demand is increasing and the price is now going to the farmers. And here I am keeping the picture of a particular daily in Kerala that is known as Malayalam Manorama. They started quoting the price of Changalikod and Nandran separately. Initially, it was only the Nandran one single title was given, but during the Onam season, this Manorama quotes the price of Changalikod separately. So I contacted this media people and asked now why you have started quoting the price of Changalikod and Nandram banana. They told many people are coming to market and asking for this particular Nandram variety. So we thought of giving the price from the market of that particular Nandram variety. So Changalikod and Nandran, ordinary Nandran, and the Nandran coming from other states. So 3 classifications will be there in this particular daily. And so that shows how the GI branding or the GI registration enhances the demand in the market, and finally that money goes to the farmers or the producers who are making that traditional product that is registered as a GI. And recently now Kerala government is thinking of making a link between the geographical indications and the tourism, the responsible tourism. So we gave some suggestions like the tourism can be classified as the rice tourism, where the GI rices, I have shown the GI rices from Kerala. It can be either the Pokali rice or Kaipad rice or some other rice from Kerala. And a visit through such areas and even the harvesting, the processing, and the how the food is given to the guest, that can be a part of that can be a product of a tourism. So coffee tourism is well known throughout the world, especially in European countries, and in some African countries also this tourism is promoted. And similarly in India we have so many products which can be linked with tourism. Like I used to say, I coined or I told the minister that GI tourism can be promoted. Like we can give the name like rice tourism or spice route tourism, or even it can be a part of the farm tourism, which is recently promoted. And even the GI circuits can be, we can visit 4 or 5 GI production area on a particular day, and specialty markets are to be opened so that the visitors or the guest can purchase the GI product from such markets. And even in supermarkets, we can keep GI corners to enhance the marketability and the visibility of the GI product. And in Andhra Pradesh, I think I have seen in a textile shop, they are keeping separately the GI registered sarees and other textile items. So that was a good example. And in Munnar, that is a famous tourist destination in Kerala, there are spice garden visits already promoted. So it can be a part of this tourism related to the GI products. This I have kept the example of a slide for coffee tourism, which is implemented in Guatemala, Portugal, Ethiopia, Colombia, like that. And under this coffee tourism, the coffee theme parks are working. The coffee tasting, you can do the coffee tasting, coffee plucking, and it is going like a tourism product. And the festival can also be arranged, coffee festival. Like I used to tell my farmers, a jaggery festival can be arranged in jaggery production area where they can see the jaggery production methods and they can get the good quality jaggery. So it is the potential of using a GI for the collective benefit of the producers. GI tourism, like as I told, the rice tourism, we can put the harvest festivals, the planting festivals, and even in the traditional method of ploughing the land, even the hand weeding and the boiling, all these components can be a part of the tourism. And even the serving the food, we call it as sadhya in banana leaf or in thali, can be a part of a tourism product. And in Kerala, Wayanad is famous for Wayanad coffee. And here you can see an initiative by agriculture professionals, which is known as the coffee greens in Calcutta in Wayanad. They started a resort where you can have the facility to visit the coffee gardens, and even at the time of harvest you can pluck the beans, and here very beautiful flowers of coffee plants you can see, and the fragrance also, you can get the fragrance of these plants. And when a product is registered as a GI, it has much potential to get a better demand and marketability. And the slogan now is vocal for local. The local products are to be highlighted. Then the international products coming to our market and getting all the market potential, we have to raise our voice for local products also. So the exhibitions, the GI registry, the government of India are arranging exhibitions even in the national level, and sometimes at international level also. The GI products are exhibited so that they will have a better market potential and visibility in the international market. And recently, APIDA has started promoting the GI product. I have put one or two slides related to that. And this is the effort made by the Postal Department to promote the GI product. They are putting special covers. This is with respect to the Changalkodam banana that I told. They have released a special cover, and through these bureaus of Postal Department, it will go to different postal bureaus. So that the people from other states will also know about this particular banana. And here also some other special covers I have kept. This is with respect to the Feni, I think Feni, and Marayur Jaggery, Tirur Better Leaf, all special covers by the Postal Department. And this is the effort made by APIDA for market promotion of GI tagged products. The APIDA is promoting the export of the agriculture products and processed food products. So during 2022, they have flagged off the first consignment of Arakulam pineapple to Dubai, Sharjah in UAE. So they are supporting the farmers or producers to find out the outlets in foreign countries. Exporters will be identified, the importers will be identified, a reasonable price will be given to the farmers. And this is the story of Marayur Jaggery, which we took an initiative for registration. So when we went there, the price was very low for this particular unique jaggery, which was nearly 40 rupees per kg. And now after GI registration, the price is increasing, the demand is increasing. Actually, this jaggery comes from Idukki district in Kerala. That is, two areas are identified as the area of production of this particular jaggery, that is Marayur and Kandalur area in Idukki district, Kerala. And this jaggery is very unique, and even you can see very traditionally the jaggery is produced. the sugarcane is harvested and the juice is extracted, and in open country pans, the juice is evaporated and made to a semi-solid form. And once it reaches to this semi-solid form, then it will be made to balls with the hands. So all these areas are happening in the sugarcane gardens itself in small sheds, and finally the quality comes for this particular product. And this is a example of how the GI registration can enhance the marketability of a particular GI product. And the uniqueness of this product we have identified. The shape is very unique. It is mainly ball in shape, and you can see the fingers. There is no machineries used, and it is with a handmade, so that fingerprints can be seen on the balls, and no chemicals are added, so it will be dark brown in color, and the taste is sweet and non-salty, and it is less hard, less impurities, and quality wise it has more iron and less sodium. And the production happens in small sheds in the sugarcane gardens, and throughout the year you can see, if you visit the area, you can see the production happens throughout the year. And this is the reason why we have suggested to have a Jaggery festival. So whenever people are coming to this area, or it can be a product of tourism, every time the people visit this particular area, they can see how the jaggery is produced traditionally, and how no colors are added, and it will be a area for tourist attraction. And here you can see the packet of jaggery with the GI tag. Here they have given the branding as a geographical indication product, and who is producing, what is the price. Now this particular group, that is Mahad, they are getting 105 rupees per kg of this jaggery. I won't say all the people are getting, but this is a good association of producers. Maybe 25 to 30 people has joined, and this brand is getting a premium price in the outlets. And the marketing is done, and even the jaggery goes to or exported to other countries like USA, Dubai, UK, like that. And after the post GI phase, how the price has increased, we made an analysis, and here you can see during 2016-17, when we started the GI registration, the price was 40 rupees to 50 rupees. And here you can see in 2020, the price has enhanced to 100 to 110 rupees. And 2 months before, I visited an outlet in Munnar, and they are selling this jaggery for 150 rupees per kg. And in online platforms, you can see even 300 rupees to 400 rupees per kg. And definitely the online platforms are to be used for promoting or selling this unique products throughout our India, throughout the countries. It is very good. We can go to the producers can start their own online platforms and can distribute or sell the product to different parts of the country, or the middleman will be taking the benefit. Here you can see even in the Munnar, the Kannandevan Hill Company, they are selling for 150 rupees, whereas the producers are getting a comparatively good price, that is 100 to 110 rupees. But in the online platforms, the price is 300 to 400 rupees, and that money is not going to the farmers. And this EPIDA, as I told, has again started promoting this particular product to different countries like Dubai and UAE. It was exported, and the Lulu Group, the famous Lulu Group in Kerala, they are taking the export of this particular jaggery to other countries. So in general, we can say this geographical indications can be an IP tool for grassroots level producers. So as I told, when I was taking class to my students, I used to see a much enthusiasm to study about the geographical indications and its impact in the communities, especially the grassroots level producers. When we say the patent or the trademark or the copyright, the people are thinking it is not accessible or it is not related to the ordinary people. Only to the people with a high level of intelligence can use such IP tools. But when we say about the geographical indications, it is more related to the grassroots level producers, or I will use the term the villagers, who are very poor people, traditionally for many centuries producing this particular unique product. And when new gen products are coming to the market, they are finding it very difficult to maintain the production of such a particular product. Recently, I am associating with the GI registration of a particular tribal item, that is a mat made from a reed, that is a reed bamboo. And when I made an inquiry, or when I talked with the ladies, who are tribal ladies who are producing this bamboo, I asked them why you are not making this bamboo. It's very beautiful to see, and the cost may come to 7,000 to 50,000 rupees for one mat. So they told, madam, these plastic mats are coming, which we can purchase for 100 rupees or even 200 rupees, which will last for long. So nobody is coming for this bamboo mat or this reed bamboo mat, which is very beautiful to see. Health-wise, it is very good to sleep on it, but the cost is a bit high, and the flexibility or the longevity is less compared to plastic. But we have to think, now all over the world there is demand for natural products. It is coming from natural reed. So we have to highlight the natural status of such products, and then only it can enter into the market. Or even as an art item, not for a sleeping mat or not as a yoga mat. It can be used for making files or table runners or table mats, and even wall hangings. Such traditional art items are to be highlighted. And the slogan now very famous is vocal for local, and this will help to promote the Make in India global. So vocal for local and local for global. In that way, we have to think about. And the registration is under the Act, the registration comes as two parts. The part A is product registration, where a particular product will be registered as a geographical indication. And after the product registration as part A, the part B will be authorized user registration, which is not that much famous in our country. Once the product is registered, now the steps are taken to have the authorized users. Once authorized users are there, approved by the GI registry, the quality product can be obtained from such authorized users, and the fake products can be prohibited. Otherwise, if there are no authorized users registered, the fake products will be made and the duplicate products will come to the market, and it will be very difficult to get the real product for the consumers also. And with this thinking, Kerala Agriculture University has taken initiative, or we were running forward for registering the agriculture products of our state under the GI Act, and the IPR cell of Kerala Agriculture University received the National IP Award. We are much thankful to the ministry and also the GI registry for supporting us in our all activities and honoring or promoting our activities in GI registration. And in 2018, we received the special citation for top organization in GI registration and facilitation. And in 2019 also, the award was received by IPSL of Kerala Agriculture University. And as a scientist, I am agriculture scientist or a biological scientist, as a plant breeder. I am a plant breeder actually, but gradually I came to the area of intellectual property right. And my famous or my most favorite area is geographical indication. Why because it goes to the common man, it goes to the grassroots level people, and the benefit of GI registration and the promotion of market is all for the grassroots level producers or farmers who are working hard in the sun and the soil so that their livelihood can be upgraded or benefited because of our activities. So with these few words, with a message, I will stop my talk. The GI is the most important component of intellectual property right, which is truly connected with the common people or the grassroots level people, the producers or even the farmers, the artisans. And definitely they may not be knowing about the GI Act or such facilities available in our country. So it is our duty to support the farmers. The lawyers can support them to get a registration, to fight against infringement, to promote the marketability. So all those who are in the higher level of the society, they have to use these tools for registration, protection, and marketing of the GI product. Then only the benefits can reach to the grassroots level people. So I hope all the students, all the lawyers who are listening, they will extend their hands to support the people to implement or to register their unique goods and also to protect their unique goods from infringement. So with these words, I wish to stop my talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us an insight on the potential of GIs around us. So, ma'am, with your permission, I'd like to move on to asking you.
क्या आंसर हो रहा है?
Hello.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah.
With your permission, I'd like to ask a few questions of the audience.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, someone is asking, what about horticulture products, as the definition of GI does not cover them? So
Yeah, even horticulture product, all it means when you say about agriculture products under a definition or in the act, when they say agriculture product, the horticulture products are also included. All come, it's under a broad term. They are telling us agriculture products, but all the horticulture products like guava, mango, all are horticulture products registered. Even the clove, the Kanyakumari clove. So such products, the cardamom, the pineapple, all are horticulture products, but it can be registered. There is no separate word like a horticulture product, but horticulture products are included as agriculture products.
Understood, ma'am. Thank you so much. So
Okay.
we have another question.
Okay.
So you have been consistently involved in genome conservation of crops using IP methods like GI protection. So how important of a role would you say that academic institutions play in vocalizing the need of GI producers in the agricultural sector?
I think you are asking about the need for involvement of an institution in GI protection, agri institution.
Academic institutions.
Academic institution. Really, as I told, the India government has brought this act in 1999, and from 2003 onwards, it is under implementation. But when I speak or when I think about my farmers, they don't know about the possibility or there is such act which can be used for promoting their products. So that is why we thought of entering into this sector as an academic institution. I have a large number of students working with me, even for their MSc and even for their PhD. So we can have the characterization of such agriculture products as the student work. And then we have extension division, and even we have the IPR cell working in Kerala Agriculture University. So the information generated by the students in academic institutions can be used for registering that product as a geographical indication. And definitely, I will say we have to facilitate. Otherwise, some other people who are not really connected with the producers or with the farmers, I will say, they will play their role and the actual benefit will not come to the farming community. So that is why Kerala Agriculture University, the IPR cell, has taken a lead role in the registration of this GI agri products under the GI Act. So academic institutions throughout the countries, when you see the applications, you can see many academic colleges and institutions are coming forward for registering or supporting the farmers. The applicant will be the farming community, but the facilitator will be that academic institution.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. It is another question from Ajay Joshi.
Okay.
So Ajay Joshi is asking, how is a GI different from a particular plant variety?
I didn't get. Can you?
The question is, how is a GI different from a particular plant variety?
Actually, the variety is based on the genetics of a particular plant, and the variety registration goes under PPV and FR Act. And the product that is coming from that particular variety can be registered as a GI product. I will see the example of maybe that pineapple, or maybe a rice from Kerala, Wayanad Jeeragashala rice, which is registered as a GI. So the Wayanad Jeeragashala rice as a variety can be registered under PPV and FR Act, that is Protection of Plant Variety and Farmers' Right Act. And the seeds can be sold by the people who has registered this particular variety under PPVFR Act. But the product that is coming, that rice, that is why we are keeping the term Wayanad Jeeragashala rice, Wayanad Gandagashala rice. That rice coming from that particular variety will find its way under the GI Act. So I think it is clear. The product goes to the GI Act, the variety goes to the PPV and FR Act, which is Protection of Plant Variety, and Farmers' Right Act, that is another act implemented in India. Am I clear?
Ma'am, so I was saying, with that, we come to the end of the question and answer sessions. Would you like to give any concluding remark?
Yeah, even at the last of my presentation, I told Government of India as a member of WTO's, as a signatory to WTO, we have implemented a beautiful act to support our producers, local artisans, local farmers, to highlight or to give a push for their traditional products in the world market. But majority of such people, the community will not be knowing about this IP tool, or this, even I will say the market. This marketing tool is to be used by the experts like us, the lawyers, the academic people can use this tool for registering the product, and we have to support the community to harvest the benefit for their betterment. Otherwise, it will not give any use. But the first half is protection, the IP protection. The second part is the marketing of the GI product. So both should go forward. Then only the benefit will be harvested by the local people. So whoever is listening to this talk, I request all the people to give a support to the local people, local community, local artisans, local farmers who are producing or working hard to make products, and to protect it under GI Act, and to support them for marketing. That's all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out time to be with us today. So let me quickly introduce the next speaker for today.
Dr. Deepak Sharma is currently working as a professor and head and nodal officer of protection of plant varieties and Farmers' Right Authority at Chhattisgarh at the Department of Genetics and Plant Breeding, Indira Gandhi Krishi Vishwavidyalaya. He is basically a rice breeder and has more than 35 years of research experience in the field of agricultural sciences, plant breeding, and crop improvement. Dr. Sharma has done excellent work for collection, conservation, documentation, and registration of crop farmers' varieties of Chhattisgarh state under the PPV and FRA, New Delhi. Today, he will be speaking on the topic GI in India, the experience.
I'm very thankful to the organizers to give me the opportunity regarding GI in India as an experience. So, our experience. So, earlier this have been already presented by various presenters that GI actually it's a sign actually. First, I would like to present something. Actually, it's more at as my I am working since last 10 to 15 years. That 15 years on GI. So it's a use particularly in a local term, local as well as in a specific, it has some specific or unique quality of any product or any of the material of that reason. So, why this geographical indications is needed? Actually, as per our honorable PMO, local for this vocal his quotations. So we must actually we should give the importance of our various local products. Actually, they are very important that have been maintained by that community, local at community level, local tribal peoples. So we must actually respond to ever increasing consumer demand, particularly in agriculture side, as well as we should promote the diversification of the product and also competitiveness. So there is also, as earlier Madam has already told that positive impact on tourism. We would like to start agri-tourism through this GI. I have also seen, just now visited to Maharashtra, and I have seen in various places, particularly in Nagar district, that is very important, and it's a place of that more and more innovative farmers. They are doing very nicely this agriculture of different product, different crops. So besides this, we must talk about the biodiversity, local know-how, and the natural resources. That is also very important. So I will actually, I am using that unique means it's a only one. It's a only one of the product. And it correlates with these factors. Factors means place of origin, their climate, quality of soil. Soil quality is also important. Processing techniques or indigenous, just Madam explained, Elsie Madam, that indigenous manufacturing. There is a system, actually traditional system of its manufacturing, skills and traditions are behind this. So it involves the different legal mechanism. Actually, just like a legal proof. So in various countries, it protects the unique goods for the better marketing. I would like to inform that in India, about more than this 370 products or this agriculture products or various products have been registered in GI, in which 17 have been internationally they included as internationally. And in Chhattisgarh, I am from Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh have actually 6 this GI. And day by day, we are working to get the more GI. And there is some lacuna in that northeastern states. They have very less GI. So this is history actually already informed that under TRIPS 1994 by WTO, India is the signatory of TRIPS. So we have actually followed these rules, geographical indication of goods, registration and production under 1999. So vocal for local is our main, that our honorable PM statement that we should give the importance of this one. So these are the some benefits of registrations. It protects actually IP of intellectual properties of the communities. We have mainly concern with the communities because in Chhattisgarh, many tribal communities, they are working on these various products and wants to register their products. So it's enabled to seeking legal protection. Actually, we need the legal protection. It used as a marketing tools because just now APIDA, this Director General visited to Chhattisgarh and asked about emphasized about the seed material of GI. They need more and more seed material of GI for export purpose. So it boosts the export of Indian GI and promote the economic prosperity of the producers. So some importance here I would like to give that economics, it also give the employment. It helps to protect our environment, environmental preservation. It actually save our culture, protect our culture, as well as it's motivates to our heritage and also this social needs, social criteria. So what we can what comes under this geographical indications, all agriculture products like earlier someone has asked the question, it has all the also this horticulture products as well as spices also. Spices also, all these agriculture products comes under this GI, food stuff, wine and spirit drinks, then handicrafts, clothing, and all these industrial products, unique industrial project. So these are some examples of a very famous example of GI. The Tejpur lychee, Gir Kesar mango, Kangra tea, Malabar pepper, Nagpur orange, Nasik grapes. So these are the some important GI in our India. So then we come to geographical indications of rice. So I would like to inform that Nevara rice, Nevara actually it's a medicinal rice. It has the property of medicinal rice, and it's a indigenous cultivar of that Kerala. So this is actually from Malappuram, Calicut, Palakkad, and Wayanad. Madam has already informed about LC Madam. So that rice has been registered GI from Kerala during 2007 to 8. So these are the some important value of this rice, Nevara rice. It has lot of that medicinal values. Then next one is inform about that Palakkad and Meta rice. So this is also this has been also registered in Kerala during 7 and 8. Then Pokali rice, it is also from Kerala. Then Pokali rice is another important one, important GI. Then Wayanad Jiras Kasala rice, it is also important one. Then we come to our Chhattisgarh state. So our first agriculture product GI is Jeera full rice. It's a pride of Chhattisgarh, and we have got this registration as a GI number 611, and actually in 19, we have got this registration in 2019. So actually, in our Chhattisgarh have the three agroecological situation. So one of the ecological situation is northern hilly area. So this rice is very popular in northern hilly region, and some of the this women group. Actually, one of the women group. It's a 100 tribal women group. They are continuously cultivating this rice in a group, and our university supported them. They all are the tribals women, so more than 100 women joined this group, and it's a group of more than 100 women. So they are cultivating this type of rice. So it's just like a cumin type. What is the important features? It's cumin like shape, short grain. It's a short grain aromatic rice, and very soft in eating. It dissolves just like just after eating in mouth. So aroma is variety. This variety is highly aromatic, and it remains. Again, I inform you that it remains flaky and soft, eaten after that cooking. So this is the actually I would like to inform the Geographical story. So I have already informed that it's a women's group, more than 100 women's group. So Shrimati Asha Tirki is representing the GI of Geographical due to its grain and look like cumin. So through this activity, Geographical local variety seed is slightly received in this area. So last year after this actually GI. So in Mandi, farmers sell more seed as compared to hybrids at Ambikapur. We have very pleasure to inform that we are working in that Ambikapur region, Sarguja region, northern hilly region. So we have identified that hybrids are more popular in different actually between the farmers. Why? Because we have asked the questions, why you are growing this hybrid rice only? Why you are not preferring our local varieties like Jeera? So they told that because of high yield, they have not considered its quality, because quality is more important. They considered only that amount, actually quantity. So because of this market rate, they have actually cultivated only this hybrid rice. So but some of the farmers groups, they are still cultivating this one traditional rice Jeera, and as well as another one is Karhani rice. So two important rice they are still growing because of their premium quality. So after this GI, this Jeera becomes more popular. I would like to show this is the group of our Jeera. Then this is the area, geographical area of cultivation. These are the some photographs of Jeera. Our earlier CM, and we have provided the facilities, one small rice mill, as well as packaging machine, and a weighing machine also. So for to popularizing this Jeera rice. So these are the processing with our self-help group. Then these are the some other photographs. Just now our to promote this GI of Jeera, our Honorable Governor Madam Miss Anusuya Uike just inaugurated one postal envelope, launched the postal envelope by this under CG government, Jeera postal envelope. So it's clear cut showed its importance. So we have actually already developed one this packing at our university level to involve that group for marketing this product. So actually under this UN JAB project, we have doing lot of activities that of this Giraful rice. So I have been informed. I would like to inform that what is the status of GI, status of Giraful rice before GI and after GI. So earlier, I am informing that earlier this total area of Giraful is 1,470 hectares. So now it's more than this 4,000 hectares. So more number of villages are included to cultivating this Giraful. They have joined with working with this group and producing this Giraful. Rice production of Giraful is 450 actually tons. 450 tons earlier, then now 1700 tons. Then milled rice per year quintal is 1170, and now it increased up to 6500. Rice mill also have been increased in that area. So 4 new rice mills have been established. Then packaging facility is available at that district. Selling prices earlier is there is a lot of that increase in selling price. Earlier it's a 35 to 50 rupees, but now it's a 120 to 150. So selling price of paddy is earlier it's 18 to 25 rupees. Now it's goes to that 70 to 80 rupees per kg. So these are the district actually villages, different villages involved in this production of Giraful. So actually my aim is to thanks the GI authority that they have been granted this Giraful GI. So it has lot of this potential between this women's group as well as tribals group. So they are involving more and more to produce this Giraful traditional rice, which has very actually promising value. So I would like to show this in graph that increase in area of Giraful cultivation of different blocks of our that GI region. So there is significant actually increase in Giraful cultivation. So this is the area under aromatic rice. We have another aromatic rice also, but Giraful is the premium. It's a highest actually producible. Then this is the cost benefit ratio of Giraful over the improved variety. So it has actually you see that organic Giraful is price 55,000 per quintal. So per ton. So it's a organic have the more value. So it is we have calculated net profit over this IR64. It's a improved variety. So this is we would like to show yield increase of Giraful income over the improved variety IR64. So this is the you see that how much actually increasing income over this IR64. So Giraful is actually economically it's give very high rate. So this is the Giraful rice procurement sale after GI. Earlier actually you see sale tons there is very limited sales, but now here is very high sales, 2,150 total sale after this grant of GI. So this is the procurement and sale after the you see GI of Giraful. So that is actually some of the private farms also, private companies also involved to produce this Giraful. So this is the highest. Is this one? Yeah, Anira actually. Just so one of the one of the company actually they are producing, but our highest actually is producing this SHG group. Next. क्यों फंस गया? So this is the features actually we have also printed in bags of Jeera Fool. So next our product is Nagri Dubraj. It's under process. We are waiting to get getting this certificate of this Nagri Dubraj. Its number is 669. So this is very popular rice in our Nagri area of one of the Dhamtari district because it has the premium value. Actually, it's different from Dubraj because it has white on color and grain type is also, you see, this is the broom like panicle due to white long this ons. So this is another our premium rice. So what about the uniqueness? Uniqueness is actually aroma, highly aromatic and very soft again cooking and highly aromatic variety. As compared to our Jeera Fool, its grain size, that one is short slender, but it's a medium slender variety. Kernel LB ratio is 3. So it has the intermediate amylose content, good elongation ratio. Intermediate actually volume expansion is 3.20. So its quality features are very this unique. So I would like to again inform that this is again actually applied by one of the tribal women group of that area. Srimati Prembai Kunjam is the leader, actually secretary of president of that society, Ma Durga Swayam Sahayata Samuh. So same that again after this women's group of GI, women's group of this Jeera Fool, this is the next women group. It's a completely tribal women group, and this Prem Bai Gunjam actually she is very innovative farmer and cultivating this Nagri Dubraj rice. So it has quality. Actually, it is also known as the Basmati of Chhattisgarh. Actually, it's a medium slender, not long slender, just like a Basmati. Basmati have the inherited value. It's cooking actually good expansion of this grain length after cooking. That have the inherited value, but it has again inherited value to extent lengthwise. Lengthwise expansion is there after this cooking. So that's why it's widely used in cultural economy as scented rice in place of basmati. Therefore, it is called as the basmati of Chhattisgarh. So you see that this is the picture of our Nagri Dubraj grain and rice. So these are the some very promising that good quality characters of this Nagri Dubraj. So what about GI implications of Indian farmers? So it affects to the access of benefit sharing because today that is benefit sharing is actually in our Biodiversity Act 2002. There is a they give very this importance to access of benefit sharing. That is very important among the this topic. So it actually create very good that it has GI has very good value in this benefit sharing of the product. So it extending the consumer assurance by way of GI. Actually, here not only Chhattisgarh, many this companies and other that marketing shops, they sold different type of rice. So, but they have not this assurance. So they are the duplicate of these. So वो सर बोला present कर रहे हैं. So quality of the product is attributed essentially to the actually quality linked with the this geographical origin. So it's also I have actually again and again informed that it's protect the traditional knowledge, our traditional knowledge. So actually, first I come to the marketing tools. So it gives the GI gives the very premium price. Also, it has the value of export. Just now, APIDA asked to encourage these type of price for their increase economic prosperity. So, what about the experience of geographical? This is very important because I am working continuously on this GI of different product. So we have again other submitted the application of our another important variety that is Vishnubho. It is our third GI product, and besides this, we have the very this good product of millets, small millets, as well as this pulses, oil seeds, and other crops. So we have that many of the product, but we are facing many problems under this filing of and my experience about the GI is that we should have the quick response. Actually, quick response should be given at official level. There is, it's a actually, it's a very many of the applications are still pending with the GI office. Why not? Where is the problem? I don't know where is the problem. They should give the quick response because just now our case Nagri Dubraj, we have already presented our that tribal group have already presented many of the things at that Gwalior meeting in December. But I am very sorry to say we couldn't have get any letter, any of the message or any letter from the GI office. Now it's a month of this May. So this response should be actually very quick and positive. December means about 6 months. After this 6 month, we couldn't get any response from the GI office, and our tribal group, tribal women group, they are actually very demoralized about this to see this type of response. There should be a special marketing value chain of GI product. Actually, just like a APITA promoted. So other organization they should come forward to promote this GI product. Just now, APITA in our state they have already ordered that tons of rice of this jeera phool as well as other product. So as earlier that someone asked the question that what about the, because we have seen in a meeting of that Maharashtra, that group actually asked, that group actually filed their application regarding some improved variety. So that is kolam, bada kolam. So they have actually improved that local varieties. So why should that application has been considered by GI office? It should be registered to PPBFRA, Protection of Plant Variety and Farmers' Rights Authority, because they have converted to Bada Kolam into some improved one. So we have actually in that meeting I have replied many times, you should go to PPB FRA. So any local material, any that basic material should given the preference to register in this actually GI registry. So another that I have seen in a meeting. Suppose if GI has been granted by GI authority, just take a Chinnor. It's an example of Chinnor. They have already grant the registration certificate to Chinnor of that Balaghat region. So why should they consider again application of that same name of Chinnor from Bhandara? That is very, very controversial. One product have the one GI only. So another one is, I would like to say that importance to traditional knowledge should be given. So in application, there should be a brief note about the traditional knowledge of that product or variety. Then why not we should consider the tribal or local communities should be taken on priority basis to grant the GI. Then we should give the importance of our local communities as Prime Minister emphasized only. We should give the tribal women, tribal local communities importance. Then we should strengthen the post-GI mechanism so as to monitor infringement activities not only inside the country but also across the world. So that post-GI mechanism is also important. There should have some monitoring committee from this GI authority. So here I would like to, this is the GI status at this India. I have already informed. Then this is the university label and NGO label. So thank you very much, sir.
So I'm sure everyone taken back from. So can you hear me?
Hello. Hello.
Hello. So can you hear me?
Yeah, madam.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, madam.
Thank you so much for your insightful presentation, sir. With your permission, I'd like to ask you the questions that have been posed by the
Yeah, madam. Sure.
So the first question has been posed by Mr. Anil Kumar, who asked how traditional knowledge attached to GIs, more specifically Nagari to Braj, can be protected.
Yeah, madam. Actually, in our with example, if we give the example of our Nagri Duvraj, so it has lot of that traditional value because we have a temple where this Mahanadi Shivnath, Mahanadi actually it's originated. So there is a temple of Brangrishi, Shangrishi. There is a temple of Shangrishi. So by the worship of that god, they have worshipped this rice. So we have this traditional knowledge available from that Sinhava actually is a portion, is a place. So we have collected that all this religious value as well as its traditional value and attest with that our GI application.
Got it, sir. So I would like to ask another question. As per your experience, what degree of economic benefits have you seen in the rural areas upon receiving the GI protection?
Actually, if we see, it has now, if we see our example of Jeera Phool, so it has very significant differences before a GI of this Jeera Phool. So it's you see that earlier its rate is around 50 to 60 rupees. So it's now about 120 to 150 rupees after GI. So it has very significant differences. We could not able to say that how much percentage, but many these farming communities they have benefited after GI.
Right, thank you, sir. So, sir, Parvati K is asking that you mentioned about access and benefit sharing in case of GI and traditional knowledge. Do we have provisions in our law for the same?
Actually, in my point of view, if some travel communities have registered this actually local Jeera full rice or Nagri Dubraj or any local varieties. If someone wants to use some institute or organization wants to use or research on that varieties, so they should give some royalty to that Jeera full group actually, because earlier they have identified just like PPB FRA Act. So they should have also some actually some access to benefit sharing. And anybody, any companies or anything, anyone wants to GI for this marketing. So they should have give this benefit sharing royalty to that group.
Got it, sir. Thank you. Thank you for taking all our questions, sir. Would you like to please give your concluding remark?
From my actually, I would like to conclude that in India, so many these travel communities are still there, and they are working on actually still working and cultivating these type of product, these type of actually premium varieties. Actually, they are maintaining, they are conserving. So they are actually key holders actually of these varieties. So they should have give the prime importance from the GI office. They should have actually give the quick response to these tribal groups or tribal communities.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking time to be with us today.
Okay, madam. Thank you very much. Thank you to all.
So I hope that the audience now has a better understanding of the procedures, the challenges, the potentials, and the experience surrounding GIs. So after such an insightful seminar today, I now request Professor Anindya Sarkar to please give us concluding remarks and end the event.
What a wonderful day. We had a wonderful program. I thank the panelists for taking out time from their busy schedule and engaging in this event. I thank all the participants for joining us, leading to the success of this event. Today we had an extremely useful and meaningful discussion on geographical indication in India, the prospects and challenges, focusing on 4 themes: procedures, potential, challenges, and experience. And the panelists helped us to think and engage and take home a message from their thought sharing. I thank DPIIT and NALSAR University of Law for providing me the opportunity to host this event. I thank Professor Faizan Mustafa, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of NALSAR, for his constant support and encouragement. And of course, my team members, Ambika, Falguni, Tariq, Shireen, for their efforts, their hard work in making this event a success. With this, I would like to sign off. Goodbye. Have a wonderful evening.